What's up, dummies? Today we're about to react to 10 terrifying dashcam moments caught on camera. Look at this. This freaking semi-truck is about to flatten this car on the highway. We're gonna see a ton of crazy moments caught on cameras that people had in their car. This is gonna be insane. Try not to get scared, try not to laugh, whatever this is. Let's go.
Who fell asleep and flipped his wrist.
Damn!
And an underground explosion in China that sent dozens of manhole covers flying into the air.
This is why I'm never going to China, bro.
Lancashire, England,
I'm never going to China.
This compact car onto its side.
What the hell?
And a Russian crane operator who must have forgotten the meaning of low clearance.
Oh!
Here are 10 more terrifying moments caught on Dashcam.
He's saying subscribe to him. Y'all subscribe to him if you want. Subscribe to me if you want. Who cares? I don't really care. Let's go. Number 10.
Lancaster, England is a small city in Lancashire. It's home to about 55,000 people, including one of the calmest car crash victims you'll ever meet. It was early January of 2016. Christopher Telford was heading home in his 3-door Toyota Yaris when he decided to test
Did he just say 3-door? This car has 3 doors? Toyota Yaris. Nice.
Out his new head-mounted camera. To him, the gorgeous English countryside would make the perfect first video. Little did he know, he was about to capture the closest call of his life.
So this isn't even a dash cam. This is somebody recording. He was trying to record his brand new car. It seems like he's going pretty fast. I don't know. It says right down here, there's no serious injuries. Oh yeah, by the way, YouTube, nobody died, nobody got hurt in this video. This is all fake, so don't delete me, okay? Oh God. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, nobody was hurt. Whoa, nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt.
Scary.
He said that was scary.
Dear. I'm uninjured. I'm uninjured.
He's uninjured.
Let me. Not sorry. Okay, no anger. No anger. Let's just. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's just take this calmly.
Now that might
This
be
guy's a beast. He was like, don't be angry. Don't be angry. Let's be calm. Even though he was the one who flipped over. Normally people in his situation would be like, ah! I like this guy.
Most British reaction to something we have ever seen. According to Christopher, he was traveling around 60 miles per hour, which abided by the posted speed limit. As he topped the blind hill, he saw the BMW trying to pass someone in the opposite lane. But instead of slowing down, the BMW seemed to speed up, trying to beat Christopher's
If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have crashed right here. Like,
Christopher panicked and slammed his
I would have been like,
brakes,
oh,
only for them
snap.
to lock up and send his car into a slide.
Oh,
he turned
okay.
left, hit the wall, and wound up on his side.
That's what happened.
Later.
So he hit the brakes. So then when he turned a little bit, the car just boom. Okay.
Luckily, his compact car absorbed the brunt of the damage. He only
Look at him. This guy's badass. Look at him in the mirror. While he's flipped over, look. He's like, bro, what's going on?
He only walked
didn't
away
give a
with
damn.
minor bumps, scrapes, and bruises. Police handled things with the BMW driver, and Christopher enjoyed a laugh and a spot of tea with one of his neighbors.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, number 9. We're going to see some crazy stuff caught on camera.
Anshan, China is a prefecture-level city in southeastern Liaoning.
Of course this is in China, bro.
It's home to about 3.3 million people.
I'm never going to China.
Rely on the same sewage system to get rid of their, shall we say, undesirable.
Wait, this whole city in China relies on the same sewage system. So every time somebody takes a poop or pees, it goes into the same thing, the whole city?
As you can imagine,
see, I told you I'm not going to China. Like, y'all always comment and say, why do you hate China?
On August 17th of 2024, a local man was driving along when all that...
What type of car is that? See, this is why I'm not going to China, bro. This is a circle.
Allegedly exploded underground. Lucky for us, his dash cam was rolling and captured the whole thing. Keep your eye on the trees lining the right side of the road.
Look at the trees.
Everything seems normal until, boom! An underground explosion sends dozens of manhole covers flying into the air.
And the reason he was talking about the poop and sewage system is because this is connected to the poop system. So it shot up a bunch of poop.
Smoke, debris, and God knows what billow up from the openings. We cannot begin to imagine how bad it must have smelled. But this is only the beginning of their problems. Seconds after the explosion, manhole covers begin raining down on the cars. Watch how close this one comes to hitting the white car. It
Whoa,
bounces like
that's like a freaking Oreo cracker, dude. That thing looks like a humongous
250-pound basketball and lands safely
What the hell is he talking about? Basketball? I did not see no basketball.
on the other side.
The hell?
Imagine if it landed on their roof. Cell phone footage of the immediate aftermath shows how much damage the explosion actually caused.
Damn. That is the road. Wow, I bet there was a lot of traffic after that. Y'all gonna have to get out and start walking. Why are they still driving? What the hell are they saying? Dude, they should make something that like translates instantly. Like YouTube in like 5 years is probably gonna have something that translates all voices. Because look, if I turn on the caption, it don't even pick it up. They don't
According
even
to local officials, nobody was hurt during the blast. They
Hopefully.
aren't giving any direct answers about what caused the explosion. However, methane buildup seems to be the most plausible scenario. Some have even suggested
goofy
methane
ass
buildup
bus!
seems to
You
be
see
the
that?
most plausible scenario.
Why does this bus have ears? What the I'm never going to China. All right, number
All
8.
50 U.S. states have move-over laws. These require drivers to slow down and change lanes whenever they see an emergency.
I just did that. I was just eating dinner, and there was a car parked on the side of the road, so I had to move over. I just did that.
Such as a fire truck, cop car, or ambulance pulled over on the shoulder. Unfortunately, many American drivers are unaware of these laws and how they keep emergency workers safe.
Okay.
On January 18th of 2024, Oklahoma State Trooper Jesse Gregory became the poster boy for move-over laws. He was conducting a routine traffic stop on the side of
man.
I-40
Someone's
when,
gonna
all
hit
of a
it.
sudden, his life flashed before his eyes. By an absolute miracle,
Nobody was
Trooper
hurt.
Gregory walked away from the accident with only minor injuries.
No
Both
injuries.
drivers were also okay and were released from the hospital that day. Trooper Gregory thanked God for saving his life. When asked if he had a message for other drivers,
Look at this.
he said, "When you see
Boom,
us,
nobody
please
was
slow
hurt.
down."
Nobody was
similar
hurt, by the way.
happened to another highway patrol officer in Utah. Only this time, it involved 2 semi-trucks,
What?
one of which was carrying about 1,000 pounds of eggs. It was March 2nd of
dude, I bet his boss was so mad. He crashed with a bunch of food.
2022. Our Utah trooper had just pulled over a semi-truck on I-80 for, ironically, move-over violations. This officer
oh
is
my
lucky he
gosh.
approached
Look at all
from the
those
passenger
eggs.
side. Had he gone around to the driver, well,
Dude, did some of them turn into birds? Did I just see some birds
he
flying?
approached from the passenger
Holy
side. Had he
cow,
gone
no-
around to the driver,
Good thing nobody
well,
ate those
he'd
eggs.
rather not think about it.
Imagine you crack open an egg and a little bird comes out. What the hell? Oh man, this is the live footage of the crash where nobody was hurt, by the way. This is GTA 5. Nobody was hurt.
36, we have a 1050 rollover, semi blocking both lanes. Expedite.
This
fire.
is GTA
Got lane
6.
shut down.
YouTube. Dude, look at all them eggs. I would have taken them. Oh my God.
Copy. Can you advise 173 if he's not aware already?
Dude, that's traffic. The traffic was...
4173, do you copy?
Nobody was hurt.
I copy. I'm in route.
12436, semi is in the median. It is on fire, and we have small explosions going off.
10-4.
Semi appears to have been transporting eggs.
Yeah, you think?
Thankfully, everyone involved lived to tell the tale. The
Wow.
truckers he initially pulled over were okay, and the egg truck driver walked away with a few bumps and bruises. As for the people in the black
Stop the
SUV,
cap.
they suffered some significant injuries.
No, they didn't.
But were treated at a Salt Lake Valley hospital.
They were good.
This clip and the one before are exactly why you should move over for
Hell
emergency
no, bro. He did
vehicles.
not just say exactly. Oh my God, so cringe. All right, number 7. Let's get rid of the cringe.
China is no stranger to rock slides. From an
kidding me,
overworked
dude?
Malaysian truck driver,
All
China
right.
is no
I guess we'll-
stranger to rock slides
China's
and
crazy, bro.
landslides.
All right.
The mountainous terrain and subtropical climate means one
Look at
can
that. That's just like Dookie, dude. Who wants to go there?
strike anywhere at any time. The people are used to it and can typically recognize the signs, but that doesn't mean one won't catch them off guard. It was August 20th of 2023. Locals outside Ya'an, China, a prefecture-level city in Sichuan province, were driving along a winding road when the rocks began falling. Our driver was lucky enough to avoid the landslide, but we can't say the same for the people in the blue car.
Nobody died, YouTube.
Let's see that one more time in slow motion. The initial
that.
landslide
All
blocked
of
the
the
blue
land
car and stopped it from escaping. However, our driver turns before we see the
gosh.
second. Judging by the aftermath, we can only assume that something massive landed on the blue car's roof.
Nobody was hurt, by the way. I'm skipping this. I don't like China. Number 6. Come on, no China.
Sarov, Russia is a closed town, meaning that people coming and going need explicit permission from local authorities.
Wait, what? It's a closed town, which means if you go there, you need permission to go, and if you leave, you need permission to leave? Dude, I didn't know there was such thing as a closed town. That is sick.
These towns typically house sensitive military assets or secret research projects the Russian government wants to keep under tight control.
Wow.
In the case of Sarov, it acts as Russia's center for nuclear research.
Dude, what
now,
the
people
heck?
in a nuclear research town are typically smart enough to understand low clearance signs. This crane driver was not one of those people. On April 29th of 2019, he nearly took out a passing
2019, that
driver
was
when
like
his
6
crane arm
years ago,
destroyed an
bro.
overhead structure. Lucky for us, that driver caught the whole thing on his dash cam.
Are you kidding me, bro? Are you dumb? Dude, that thing almost hit the car, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's like a friggin'...
Luckily, the structure missed our driver's car by a few feet. Looking closely at the truck, you can see where the red crate prevented the crane arm from coming down. Someone must have gotten lazy and loaded this shipment onto the wrong truck. Before it left, that person likely shrugged and
So
said,
stupid.
"What could possibly go wrong?"
His ass got fired. Number 5.
On April 3rd of 2024, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck south of Hualien City in Taiwan. It was
Oh, I
the
was about to
strongest
say.
quake to hit the island since the 1999 Gigi earthquake and produced several aftershocks measuring above 6.0 in magnitude. The tremor left a few buildings leaning at precarious angles.
That's weird.
One of those structures was a
Dude,
30-year-old
are people
building that
inside
housed
that thing?
several apartments and a breakfast bar on the ground floor.
Okay,
Happy
that's
Moments
definitely-
Cafe was a hot spot for coffee and a quick morning bite. It was busy the morning the earthquake struck.
Somebody
Those
caught the
inside
earthquake
owe
on
the owner
camera.
their lives.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Dude, everybody ran out of that cafe. What if you were like, bro, that's all right. It don't matter. Earthquake ain't gonna hurt nobody eating your eggs. Whole building falls off.
Those on the ground floor may have escaped, but several families were still trapped in the apartments
That's
above.
kind of cool, being trapped in an apartment that's tilted. It's like your whole house, but just this way now. Like, your TV would be like over here. Like, that's kind of cool. I always imagined as a kid, like, what if you could walk on the ceiling? Like, so sometimes I would like lay down, right? I would lay down, upside down, and I'd be like, what if I was walking on the ceiling? Like, what if I had to walk through the door, over the door? Like, what if my house was upside down? That'd be so sick. These people actually lived that reality. Say goodbye to your restaurant. That sucks. Yeah, brunch. Yeah, brunch. Yeah, not anymore. More like crunch. That thing is literally crunch. You are done. Wait, why do they have English right there? They speak English in Taiwan? What
Now let's
the
rewind and watch how close these people came to being flattened like pancakes.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
According to
10
reports, the owner
pancakes,
sprung
that's
into
funny.
action when the ground began shaking. He ushered 17 people out the door, with the last one stumbling out about 2 seconds before the building collapsed.
Wow.
Thanks to the owner's quick thinking, nobody inside
That
the
kid has no idea what just
cafe
happened.
was hurt. Unfortunately, his business was a total loss, as were many others affected by the April earthquake.
Wow. You just... Number 4!
The following video from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia should serve
about
as a
to say.
gentle reminder to always wear your helmet. You may be the best biker in the world, but you still can't predict the behavior of others.
Right.
It was November 3rd of 2021. Traffic was moving steadily along the
2021.
Cyberjaya Expressway
like
in
5
Kuala
years
Lumpur,
ago.
Malaysia's largest city. A local man was driving along when a semi-truck pulled ahead of him. It was impossible not to
hell
notice
is
the
that?
loose-fitting tarp. Was this real life or a scene from Final Destination? Judging by what happened next, we're leaning toward the latter. Forget about the first scooter rider you see. He makes it safely around the truck and drives off, blissfully unaware of the danger he just avoided. A few moments later, another scooter carrying 2
Damn.
people approaches and tails behind the semi.
You gotta get
Meanwhile,
away
the
from him.
tarp blows like Batman's cape in the wind. It
Whoa!
comes loose, wraps around them, and blinds the driver. They veer left,
Whoa!
and the driver tries to course correct, but it's too late. The scooter falls, and both riders slide on the pavement. Thankfully, their helmets prevented them from suffering a significant brain injury. Bikers
Right,
and
they're
scooter
okay.
riders, listen up. Always wear your protective
Nobody got hurt.
gear.
See, they're okay.
You never know.
Dude, that is insane. This
Two
tarp
people approaches and
falls
tails
off
behind
this
the
freak.
semi.
Imagine you're
Meanwhile,
driving,
the tarp
and then
blows
you just get like
Batman's
a
cape in the
blanket,
wind.
but instead of
comes
it being
loose,
around you, it's
wraps
around your
them,
head.
and
It's like
blinds the
instantly
driver.
a black screen, dude. What the?
They
It's like you got
veer to where you're
flashbanged. All right, number 3.
On August 29th of 2021, Hurricane Ida made landfall in southern Louisiana.
Dude.
The Category 4 storm was among the
I just moved
strongest
to
and
North Carolina. That's why you guys see like a new room or whatever. Dude, North Carolina, where I'm at, has hurricanes. So if there's ever a hurricane, we're gonna do crazy vlogs. My house might look like that. That would be crazy.
most destructive hurricanes to hit the U.S. since Katrina. Ironically, it happened on the same day as Katrina, only 16 years later. Powerful winds and torrential rains battered the Louisiana coast. Authorities issued evacuation orders, with some people retreating to sturdy parking garages to weather the storm. That's where this Kia
Bad
driver
idea.
found himself as Ida made landfall. Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to venture out
What's
to
he
see if it was
doing?
as bad as they were saying. Spoiler
Looks
alert,
bad.
it was. Now, he should have taken that near miss as a sign from the Almighty. Turn
kept
around,
going?
Mr. Kia driver. Things are about to go from bad to worse.
No way, bro. His car's getting moved. Oh my god, that's water. No. Bro, what are you doing? Somebody's calling him. He's listening to music. I'm gonna have to turn this down. I might get a copyright strike. Bro, you can't even see where you're going, dog. Dude, them windshield wipers ain't doing anything. Get out! This dude's getting a free car wash. What are you doing? I mean, if you get out of the car, you're getting pummeled anyway. I think the car might be the safest place. Dude, hurricanes are not a joke. This is actually preparing me for if North Carolina gets a hurricane. Dude, I'm not gonna be driving like this. I'm gonna be
Our driver made it a few
driving
more
something
feet
else.
before his Kia began floating. At this point, he could only pray he didn't get washed out to sea. Unfortunately, the video ends before we learn his fate. Luckily, he survived the ordeal after making it to a nearby garage. He remained there for 3 hours as 100-mile-per-hour winds smashed the walls and ripped off the garage door. That's when he saw a pair of headlights coming and was able to flag down the driver. They were likely driving a heavy-duty truck better equipped to handle rough conditions. In the end, our Kia driver learned why we say curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah! Number 2!
Shah Alam, Malaysia, which roughly translates to ruler of the universe, is a bustling city and the capital of Selangor State. It's home to about 740,000
Jesus.
people and a sleepy truck driver who could use a day off. To get through his long shifts, this 33-year-old driver relies on a popular recreational drug called yaba. It's essentially the Southeast Asian equivalent of methamphetamine. When the drug kicks in, users feel a burst of energy and euphoria. When it wears off, they tend to crash and burn, literally.
This is from the thumbnail. Whoa! Oh my God, he saved it. Okay. Nobody was hurt. This is GTA 8. Dude, when do y'all think GTA 8's gonna come out? Like 2058? That's a good guess. It might come out in 2058.
When police arrived, they determined that the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. However, they know how popular Yaba is.
What the hell was he doing in his dream to fall asleep and then have this happen? What are you dreaming about? Just. All right, we got a bonus clip right here before number 1. This is cool. Awesome.
Dongguan, China is a
All right, I'm not watching that. All right, number 1. Let's go.
Have you ever looked at a decrepit house and thought, yep, that thing's bound to collapse?
Wow.
Well, that's what these Russian people were thinking as they drove by a rundown building off the side of a busy street. It was December 13th of 2021.
Saratov.
Traffic was moving steadily in Saratov, the largest city within the Saratov Oblast. One local man had his dashcam rolling when he passed one
Bro,
of the
they got Uber in Russia, dude. Uber is so cool.
those old ruined buildings. What happened next shouldn't have come as a surprise
What the hell does that stop sign say? Seaton. Seaton. What does that mean?
to anyone.
That building just fell over. That is so cool. Nobody was hurt. Nobody's in that car right there, YouTube. Dude.
It seems like the white car bore the brunt of the collapse. Several people, including our driver and passenger, walked over to help. They opened the door and pulled the driver out of the car. Hopefully, they weren't banged up too badly.
They
Now
weren't.
let's rewind to moments before the collapse. Look at how close these two people came to getting flattened. Imagine if they were wearing headphones or just not paying attention. Nobody
Dude,
would have
I'm never
emerged
wearing
from under
headphones
that rubble
again.
alive. It's unclear why that building was
Dude, why does this building have a RE6HUYA? What type of business is called Russikhuya? Dude, I'm never going to Russia again. What the? I've never been there, but I'm never going there ever. This 8 most disturbing things caught on a doorbell camera footage, and look at this lady. If I saw this lady outside my door on my Ring doorbell camera, I think I'm going outside with a shovel and just kill it, bro. Oh my God, I'm gonna check this video out. I want to see some scary ass doorbell camera footage. Let's check this out. 4 million views almost. This is insane. Let's check it out. Oh God. Most disturbing things caught on doorbell footage. This is gonna be scary, bro. Try not to get scared, everybody.
This footage was captured in Flint, Michigan on April 24th, 2023.
Hold on. Flint, Michigan? That's like the worst city in the world. Of course this is gonna happen.
The house had 2 Ring cameras, unknown.
That's insane, bro. Imagine being asleep and then you look at your camera because you hear like bang, bang, bang outside and you're like, oh damn, maybe like my DoorDash is arriving. And you look and like, holy cow, somebody's trying to break my door down, and then his buddy has a weapon, bro. I don't know what I'd do in that situation. I might go outside and start punching.
It's unclear if they were ever identified by police.
Damn, they don't know if they ever caught them, so they could be out there doing that now. Y'all, bro, anybody out here watching this, bro, y'all gotta be safe, bro. They got cameras everywhere. Don't do stupid stuff, bro. You're gonna get caught doing some stupid stuff. If anybody ever is doing some stupid stuff, you're gonna get caught. That's what I'm saying, bro. Cameras are everywhere.
The clip was captured at 3 in the morning on April 9th,
3 a.m.?
2023. It happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
What the hell is that? Bro! Dude, if I look outside and I see this lady, oh my God. This is the type of person who would live in New Mexico. That's all I'm saying. What is she doing? Is she trying to like open the door with the key? The key doesn't work.
The homeowner was sleeping when the clip was recorded. It wasn't until he woke up and saw a notification on his phone that he found out about it.
Bro, this dude was asleep when this was happening. He woke up, looked at his phone, and there's just a creepy lady trying to get into his house.
He reviewed the footage, horrified. This is what he saw.
Oh my God.
A woman is shown trying multiple different keys to get into the house and even looking around for a hidden one.
She's looking for a hidden key? This lady's tripping. Look at this. She's trying to... Yo, what's on her nose? Is she, like, bleeding? What is up with this lady, bro? She's using every single key. That's not even a key. That looked like a revolver. Look at that. That's not even a key. It's a revolver chain. Oh my God, she's tweaking. I've never seen somebody tweak harder.
The homeowner claimed that he had never seen this woman before. He said that she later started throwing rocks at his car and trying those locks.
What?
It's likely she was under the influence of something.
Yeah.
Multiple times she tries to insert keys into the doorbell camera itself. After
hold on. Why is she trying to insert keys into the doorbell camera? I'm pretty sure a Ring doorbell doesn't even have a key. I'm pretty sure it's like a keypad. What are you trying to put a damn key into?
a few minutes, she walks off and was never seen on the property again.
She was never seen
Her
again?
intentions are unknown.
Yeah, what was she trying to do, bruh? You know, actually, this is a crazy story. About a year ago, I was sleeping, right? I was just sleeping. It was like maybe 4 a.m. Pitch black outside. And I heard somebody I heard my doorbell ring outside. I don't have a Ring doorbell. I just have a normal doorbell. So they rang it. And I was like, who the hell's ringing the doorbell this late? It kind of spooked me. I was woken up out of my sleep. What the hell? So I look outside my window. How my room works is I have like a window right here, basically. And I can look outside and see my front door from here. So I wake up and I'm like, who the hell? So I look out and there's a guy just standing outside of my door, my front door, just waiting. And then I'm looking at him, I'm like, what the hell, who the hell is this guy? And he tries unlocking the door. Thankfully, it was locked. Sometimes I leave my doors unlocked. I don't know why, I forget, but it was locked. And dude, if I left it unlocked, because I do all the time, if I would have left it unlocked, he would have went into my house, and I don't know. But here's the craziest part about the story. I see him, so I end up calling the cops. And then he ends up running away, he ends up walking away. He doesn't see me. He ends up walking away and I never see him. And then I call the cops. I'm like, there was a random guy in neon green shirt just trying to get into my house. And they're like, okay, yeah, we got other reports. People have called. He was trying to get into other people's houses in my neighborhood too. But then the next day I found out that he successfully got into somebody's house. One of my neighbors, he actually went into their house because he was trying everybody's doors and every single door was locked. He actually successfully got into somebody's house in my neighborhood. And guess what happened? He went into their house, right? And he went into their kitchen and he started eating. He started getting milk and fruit and food all out. And the story that I heard was that somebody woke up because they heard somebody in their kitchen. So who the hell? Is it my son? Is it somebody? So they go to their kitchen to see who's eating food at 4:14 a.m. And they see the guy just eating their food. And then he says, hey, Mom. What? So the person who found him was a girl. And he looks at this guy was like a 35-year-old man. He looks at the person and he's like, hey, Mom, while eating their food in their kitchen at 4 a.m. That's insane. Make sure y'all keep your doors locked.
Walter Hickok says they were looking at a black bear.
A bear?
The bear climbs over a protective railing as it goes for the dogs. With barely any time to process what he was seeing,
bro, this dude's a badass.
At the bear as it goes for
he sees a bear coming into his porch.
His dogs.
He just starts.
He manages to push it back before he shoves a nearby chair in the doorway, preventing it from attacking again.
Wow.
He yells out that he was attacked by a bear as he brings his dogs back inside.
Imagine hearing that, bro. It's like the middle of the night, you're taking your dogs out, and then you hear somebody saying, I just got attacked by a bear. I'd be like, boy, what the fuck? Are you tweaking? Go to bed. What are you playing, Ark Survival?
When I had time to just sit and just stare, it all hit me, and I started bawling. I couldn't believe how close to death I was, and I did it for my dogs.
Even your dogs, bro. Even the dogs, because look, it looks like the bear was trying to get the dogs.
His dogs didn't receive any injuries.
Wow. That dude's a beast, I ain't gonna lie.
This homeowner in Texas got a knock at their door for a DoorDash delivery around 1:20 in the morning.
DoorDash?
Only the homeowner hadn't ordered DoorDash. She was sleeping.
Huh? Somebody showed up to her door with DoorDash, food delivery, at 1 a.m., but she didn't even order DoorDash. This is weird.
It was only her and her nephew in the home at the time.
Oh.
But when no one answered...
So they had this girl act like they were doing a delivery, right? Those 4 guys, once somebody opened the door and were like, oh, I didn't get delivery, they were going to run through, push through the house. Oh my.
They resorted to trying the backyard while the fake DoorDash deliverer stayed out front as a distraction.
Wow. Oh my
However,
God.
unfortunately, the men would be unsuccessful and are shown running away from the house on the backyard camera.
Just tripping, bro. Y'all are so desperate.
The 4 men and the woman at the front door were all seen leaving the area together in a dark-colored sedan.
Yep, she was in on it.
They were never caught by police.
What, bro? I mean, I guess you don't have a good angle of her face, but bro, They definitely probably did this to a different house and succeeded, bro. Y'all are so desperate, bro. Like, find a way to make your own money, bro. Find a way to get a job or something, dude. You don't gotta rob people, dude. Do something. You're so desperate. Lame.
In June of 2019, multiple homes in Chicago got a visit from a man claiming to be an investigator known as Jeff Rushmore. The only problem is that man doesn't exist.
What?
He was impersonating an investigator with the local police department, fully equipped with a fake uniform, a fake badge, and fake police radio chatter. This Ring camera caught him performing the act.
What? Acting like a policeman?
Can you open the door? Squad 86, I got you en route. Hill Park District 821 is going to be the sixth person.
Okay, low key, if I saw this guy outside my house, I would probably open the door because he's got his badge right here and you hear the police chatter on his little walkie-talkie. I'd probably open the door. Damn. Oh, I probably would have died.
The video cuts out there. The man explains a missing person case, and when the homeowner says he doesn't know anything about it, the interaction ends.
Huh.
The motives behind him impersonating an investigator are unknown. Often there are cases like this where the man is simply trying to get people to open their door thinking they're safe, but proceed to rob them, or sometimes worse.
Yeah.
However,
I mean, you act like a cop and then you tell someone to open their door and you can just run in and like punch them and go through their...
He doesn't do this. No one knows his motives. One commenter said, "I honestly believe he was testing the waters, and as he felt more confident, he would have escalated from getting people to open their door to entering into people's homes to only God knows what next." According to recent documents, the man was never identified.
He was never identified, so he's probably doing this stuff to this day. I mean, think about it, bro. He successfully got somebody to open their door, saying like, "Oh, you know, police, I'm an investigator with the police department or whatever, and you know, one of your neighbors is missing or whatever." What if he pulled up to like an elderly old lady's house and she was just like, "Oh, okay, Sonny, I'll talk to you about the missing persons report." And let's say this old lady invites him into her house. Boom! Free reign! Ah! Dude, these people are getting too smart, bro. We got to capture this guy. This little stupid... Whenever he started talking, I really wanted to laugh because he sounds like a little chump. Like, "Hey, I'm John Winthrop with the police department." Bro, they ain't gonna hire your little twerp ass. Yeah. Their house down. That is not what I expected.
An expert in abusive relationships responded with, "Abusive relationships are about
What?
Power and control. And when that power and control is taken away or it's minimized, then what we see is those efforts are escalated to try and get them back." Police are currently looking for the homeowner's ex-boyfriend seen in the video.
They're still looking for him? They're still looking for him? Oh my God.
This happened in April of 2023 in a wooded section of Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina. That's a nice place.
The homeowner of this house got a notification saying motion was detected at her front door.
Multiple bears?
She opened the app on her phone and saw 3 bears on her front porch. They were tearing open a package that had recently been delivered.
Bro, these bears are tearing into an Amazon package. That's so annoying, bro. What if you get like a brand new PlayStation controller and they just be eating that shit?
Inside the package,
bro. Make sure y'all always keep y'all doors locked. If y'all want me to react to some more disturbing things, let me know. Try not to get scared. Peace out. What's up, dummies? So I was just on YouTube and I saw this video. It said 4 most disturbing moments caught on live streams. So we're gonna see disturbing ass live streams. This is gonna be insane. This video has 1 million views, so people are really messing with it. Let's check this out. Try not to get scared.
In December of 2022,
okay, here we are.
Authorities in Northern Ireland came across a bizarre crime scene where the most likely suspect was somehow in 2 places at once.
What?
It all started on the 18th of December when Irish YouTuber VoteSaxon07, whose real identity is 33-year-old Stephen McCullen, live-streamed himself playing GTA Vice City. The stream started at around 6 p.m. and Stephen stayed live for about 6 hours, till midnight. The stream itself was quite unremarkable, with Stephen playing the game mostly in silence, broken by his occasional commentary. Unfortunately, while he was streaming comfortably in his home, his 32-year-old girlfriend, Natalie McNally, was going through something downright horrific.
What?
Stephen, however, was completely unaware of this and promptly went to sleep after ending the stream. The next day, he woke up to a barrage of calls and messages regarding Natalie. She was apparently at her parents' house the night before to watch the World Cup finale. The match ended at around 6 p.m. and Natalie went back to her home shortly after, which wasn't too far away. She lived alone in Northern Ireland with her 2 cats and a dog. However, the next day, no one could get through to Natalie. She didn't show up to work and wasn't picking up her phone either. At the time, she was also 15 weeks pregnant with Steven's child. So when she went silent, her friends and family grew worried, fearing she was facing some health concerns. After learning about her absence and waiting a few hours for a response, Steven went to her home, which was about 20 minutes away from his home in Lisburn. Unfortunately, he was too late. When Steven arrived at Natalie's home, the door was wide open. Inside, he found her lifeless on the floor. She had been killed.
Detectives from the Major Investigation Team have now launched a murder investigation following the death of Natalie McNally.
What?
This follows the results.
So he was live streaming whole time his wife was getting.
The 32-year-old died a violent death, having been stabbed a number of times, and there are signs of defensive injuries.
Post-mortem reports showed that she was killed on the night of December 18th, not long after she came back from her parents' home. However, investigators did not find any evidence of a forced entry into her home. This, combined with the fact that Steven was the one who reported her death to the police, made him the lead suspect in her murder investigation. And he was arrested shortly after.
He got arrested for her murder, but he was literally live streaming. They better check the live stream.
However, this arrest didn't last long, because as the authorities quickly found out, Steven had a strong alibi. According to the post-mortem report, Natalie was killed during the same time Steven was live streaming from his home.
That's crazy. He had no idea. He's just playing live stream. Merry Christmas live stream. Playing a video game late at night. He must have just got off work playing a video game. Whole time he has no idea his girlfriend's being killed.
Investigators looked through Natalie's phone and found the last text Steven sent to her at 5:57 p.m., which read, "Right, I'm off to stream the night away. Wish me luck."
Damn.
To which Natalie replied, "I might have a peek at your live stream later." This was enough to clear Steven's name from any wrongdoing, but it left investigators with no clear direction on where to look next.
So who
Steven
even
did
killed
give
her?
them the name of someone he suspected. However, investigating that person didn't lead to any breakthrough in the case either, and the name of this person was never made public for this reason. Luckily, detectives found CCTV footage a few days later showing a man dressed in dark clothes and white shoes heading towards Natalie's home at 8:52 p.m. And then the same person going back about 40 minutes later. Given his timing, investigators determined that this was the killer. Shockingly, he had the same height and build as Steven. This put him on the radar once again, but it also raised a valid question. If Steven was the perpetrator, how could he be in two places at the same time?
Yeah, bro, he's
Without
live
any
streaming.
other option, the authorities put a £20,000 reward for information regarding the killer and continued investigating.
What if he made a fake live stream? You know how people on YouTube do like these live streams where they pre-record and act like they're live streaming? What if he made a fake live stream to basically be like, oh, how could I kill my wife if I was live streaming? But he made one of these fake live streams that loops. Oh my God.
They also feared that by the time they started this investigation, the killer could have easily fled to any of the neighboring countries. In the meantime, Natalie's case had become national news, resulting in multiple memorials around the country.
Damn, rest in
peace. This put even more
peace.
pressure on the investigators to find the killer as quickly as possible. They made several arrests and even seized the suspect's car. Investigators also found the weapon the killer used on the 5th of January 2023, which was a knife from her own home. However, none of these developments brought them any closer to identifying the killer.
They have no proof?
That is until January 31st, when they arrested Steven again, but this time with solid evidence. As it turns out, the only thing keeping him out of suspicion, the live stream, was completely fake. The whole thing was pre-recorded and broadcasted to simply look like a live stream. After his arrest, investigators went through his computer and found the original recording, which was made on the 14th of December, 4 days before the incident. They also found a taxi driver who described picking up someone matching Steven's profile near the murder at 9:30 p.m. and then dropping this person near Steven's house. Most importantly, according to the taxi driver, this passenger had forgotten his wallet at home, so he quickly ran inside his house to get the money. And as expected, he ran into Steven's home. All this evidence left no doubt in the fact that Steven was the one who went to Natalie's home to commit a predetermined crime. In hindsight, there were plenty of suspicious moments during the fake live stream that should have raised more alarms. For starters, the stream was titled The Violent Night Christmas Live Gaming Stream.
The Violent Night Christmas Live Gaming Stream. This dude made his live stream named The Violent Night, and then he did something violent to his wife.
Started the stream, Steven also claimed that he was having technical issues with the streaming software, which he used as an excuse as to why he wouldn't be able to interact with the live chat.
Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So
He's
by all
lying.
means, talk amongst yourselves.
He's lying. He's saying he can't talk to chat because his streaming software is messed up. But whole time, it's a pre-recorded video. That's why he can't talk to chat. Oh my God, this dude thought he had hella brains, but they're on to you.
This ensured that no one questioned why he wasn't talking with his viewers, which is essentially the whole point of doing a stream instead of posting a pre-recorded video. At the start of the stream, Steven made sure to repeatedly mention what day it was.
Hello to all on this glorious Sunday evening. Yeah, so I just thought, why not? I'm gonna do a live stream because this day next week is Christmas. So what more could you want for Christmas other than an evening with your own?
He keeps mentioning the date.
This was likely an effort to make his alibi stronger and to say, look, I was streaming the same night. I even mentioned the day at the beginning. On top of that, many moments in the stream also took on a far more disturbing meaning after the truth came out.
Oh God.
Like him singing about killing someone in-game, which can also be interpreted as him cryptically talking about his girlfriend.
I need to kill it. I need to take her down. 'Cause I won't pass the mission if I don't get this to die. Tra-la-la.
At another point during the stream, he makes a pun that sounds like Natalie's name and finds it unusually amusing.
Yeah, that's physics. That's what would happen in the real world. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The most creepy moment, however, was about halfway through the stream. While he was on break, suddenly the live stream back soon graphic switched with a poster of a James Bond movie called No Time to Die. Steven later claimed that this was an accident. He accidentally dropped his controller on the keypad, which made the strange graphic come up. But since we now know that the live stream was pre-recorded, Steven deliberately included this graphic at this point during the editing, likely alluding to the crime he was going to commit on that day. Wow. This theory becomes even more credible once you consider the fact that this movie poster came up at about 9:15 p.m., which perfectly aligns with the time he was at Natalie's house committing the brutal crime.
No.
That said, his clever schemes were derailed and he was—
What? He put that poster at 9:15 p.m. that night, basically right at the time that he killed. What?
Charged with murder. He was also refused bail. And at the time of writing, he's awaiting trial on May 6, 2025.
Oh my
Hopefully
God.
Natalie and her family can get the justice they deserve.
Dude, he thought he was finna get away with it by making a fake live stream. I knew it. I literally mentioned I think that he's gonna do a pre-recorded live. Oh my God, that's a crazy story.
On April 4th, 2020,
he could have got away with it.
Ernest Wilson went live on Facebook during a house party,
okay,
without knowing that these were his final moments alive.
Oh.
Ernest was a 24-year-old warehouse worker living in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
The only passion he had in life was for partying, playing board games, and turning them into drinking games. Unfortunately, the 2020 pandemic and the subsequent lockdown closed every public venue he frequented. So he decided to take matters in his own hands and came up with a solid plan. He would rent Airbnbs, host an invite-only party which he referred to as a game night with a fee to cover the expenses, and have a good time with his friends. These parties started off small but quickly grew in numbers as more and more people became aware of them. And on April 3rd, he went onto Facebook to plan another party that weekend, asking, "Should I do game nights again this weekend?" And, "We playing hide and seek at game night tonight?" After receiving enough confirmations, he decided to go ahead with the plans and announced a 2-day game night with free entry for girls and a $5 fee for the guys. Not long after this announcement, he also made a post about bringing uninvited people, stating, "Please don't show up with nobody I didn't personally invite if we didn't discuss it first. They're going to get left outside." Maybe he had experienced problems with uninvited guests at past events. Or maybe he simply wanted to know the exact number of attendees ahead of time. But in hindsight, his concern makes a lot more sense. As the night approached, Ernest started the event, and it went just as well as he could have hoped, with everyone dancing and having a good time.
Okay, so he's having a fun
until
party.
2:30 a.m. when the group decided to play the hide-and-seek game they discussed earlier. Ernest took charge as the first seeker and began a countdown at the Airbnb's backyard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
He's live streaming.
However, as soon as he began searching for his friends, he stumbled upon something completely unexpected.
1, 2, 3. Who the is that, G?
I don't know. Your face.
Get your on the other side of this gate. Who the this can't be one of my friends.
He saw someone trying to jump the fence and break into the property.
What?
Now, the correct response would have been to go back inside to safety and call the cops on this intruder.
Right.
However, Ernest was already a bit under the influence at the time and made the biggest mistake of his life. He decided to confront the man on his own, and that's when things took a turn. The intruder was armed, and after some back and forth, tragically shot Ernest before fleeing the scene, all of which could be heard on the live stream.
No way.
The police arrived at the property at 2:45 a.m. where they found Ernest lying in a pool of his own blood. According to the few statements that were released to the public, this appeared to be a case of a robbery gone wrong. However, some believe there was more to the story. This is because during Ernest's struggle with the intruder, a girl can be heard laughing in the background. As the story goes, this girl was an accomplice of the intruder who planned to either rob the place or eliminate Ernest for some reason, with one person on YouTube writing, "That girl tried to let someone in the front door, or she knew who tried coming through the door. Once discovering it was locked, she told them to hop the fence as clear as day. I would start with her boyfriend."
Damn, so a girl was
Unfortunately, from what I can find, the police never caught the suspect, and Ernest's case remains open to this day.
No way, bro. That's a nice ass picture, I ain't gonna lie. Makes him look like a nice ass guy. I don't really know the dude, but damn, that's sad, bro. He was just throwing a party. Somebody hops the fence.
Especially 5 years later.
5 years ago? And they haven't found the... Oh, it's annoying.
On September 7th, 2024, a 32-year-old man by the name of Joseph
Is that
Couch
Stewie Griffin?
opened fire on vehicles traveling down I-75 near the city of London, Kentucky.
What?
He managed to hit 12 cars, injuring 5 people. Fortunately, there were no fatalities. As authorities rushed to his location, Joseph managed to escape into the wooded area alongside the highway.
Cars?
This left the investigators with no choice but to search the Daniel Boone National Forest, hoping to find the mass shooter. In the meantime, they also began looking into Joseph's past and made some chilling discoveries. He served in the Army Reserve from 2013 to 2019 before receiving an honorable discharge due to him developing PTSD.
You gotta do that in the Army? They're talking about how he's in the Army. I don't know what's in my ear. I think I got a bug in my ear or something. You gotta stand and stare at lockers in the Army? Bro, I'm never going to the Army.
More importantly, this wasn't his first entanglement with law enforcement. Back in 2015, he was arrested for throwing a rock at a dog and then pointing an AR-15 at its owner. Joseph had to pay $1,000.
Who the hell throws a rock at a dog?
The case was later dismissed a few months later. However, the same year, he was arrested again. This time for supplying a minor with alcohol and vandalizing private property with spray paint. This resulted in him having to spend 6 months in jail, alongside
this dude get put
200
down?
hours of community service and a
They need to put this guy
$1,500
down.
fine. All of this highlighted just how mentally unstable he was. Something that became even more apparent when investigators factored in the messages he sent to his ex before the shooting. These read, "I'm going to kill a lot of people. Well, at least try. I'll kill myself afterwards." His past record and these texts also made it clear that Joseph wouldn't go down without a fight if they managed to find him. Unfortunately, the search for him wasn't progressing as smoothly as they'd hoped.
The search for the suspected highway gunman, Joseph Couch, intensifies as law enforcement has expanded its search efforts. State police say they are extending their search deeper into the Daniel Boone
I don't mean to be
National
rude, but like, this looks like the type of guy that would do something like that. Like, he just looks like I feel like all these people who commit these crazy crimes, they all look the same, bro. They just look like they don't got anything going in their lives.
As the manhunt for Couch enters day 7.
He probably doesn't even wear underwear.
Local agencies were forced to close a section of I-75 and shut down schools, fearing Joseph might strike again. Eventually, they did manage to find his SUV, which also had numerous cases of ammo for the AR-15 style rifle he used for the shooting.
Look at the rim,
However,
though.
this didn't
bro, you know, motherfucker, people with this rim, bro, when you see somebody without a rim, you better watch out because they might run into you or they might be selling
any clues about his current
stuff.
whereabouts.
In
a desperate measure, the authorities put a $35,000 reward for finding Joseph to enlist the help of locals.
That's a lot of money.
And that's where the McCoy couple entered the picture.
Huh?
Fred McCoy and his wife Sheila operate a museum dedicated to the historic feud between the Hatfield and McCoy families in Kentucky. They also run a small YouTube channel dedicated to this museum called Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures, where they discuss the various aspects of that feud in greater detail. After hearing about the massive reward, the couple decided to give it a go. They had lived in the area their entire lives and knew the wilderness well.
$35,000. That's a sweet little piece of money.
That's a lot of money.
We're going looking for him.
No.
He finds us.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. So these two, this guy and his wife have a YouTube channel. They're gonna try to go find him so they can get the $35,000 reward. This guy's an armed murderer. He was shooting at people. He looks like Stewie Griffin. Why would you?
This Couch guy, Joseph Couch.
They also decided to live stream their adventure through the Kentucky forest on YouTube,
badass idea.
likely to have an instant record of whatever they find.
It's a bad idea.
They truly believed they could find him, and luck was on their side. Because during one of their live-streamed expeditions, Fred noticed a whole bunch of vultures hovering over the same area, possibly indicating a rotting corpse nearby. The two decided to head towards the vultures, and just 30 minutes later, the McCoys found what they were looking for.
You found him? Oh, my Lanta. I'm coming.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my Lanta, you found him? Oh, my Lanta.
They immediately alerted the authorities, who used DNA testing to confirm the body was indeed Joseph Couch. A later autopsy report also confirmed that he went through with the plan he talked about in his message. After 13 days of searching, the I-75 shooter mystery finally came to a close.
Did they get the money?
Manhunt and easing the fear of Joseph still being out there.
Did those people get 35,000? You ain't gonna tell me? I hope they got the 35,000. That's badass.
On October 28, 2019, a 47-year-old Japanese man named Tetsu Shiohara live-streamed himself climbing Mount Fuji.
What the hell does he got hanging up? Are those socks? What type of room do you got going on? Your TV's about to fall over? Your socks are hanging? Okay, I'm not going to judge this guy. You know, maybe he got lost or something. I need to be nice.
And what was supposed to be nothing more than a fun stream quickly turned into an avoidable tragedy.
Oh.
You see, Tetsu had been climbing Mount Fuji since 2017 and had already reached the summit many times. However, all of those previous expeditions were during the climbing season, which stretches from July to mid-September.
Yeah, you don't want to climb when it's snowing, right? You wouldn't want to climb a snowy mountain. That's dangerous.
And while it's not an easy task, it's far safer during these months with maintained trails, milder weather, and resting huts along the way that also sell essential supplies like food and oxygen cans.
Right.
So when Tetsu decided to climb the mountain in late October, it was already covered in thick, slippery snow. And the conditions were far harsher than he could have imagined, with winds reaching up to 60 miles per hour.
Why is he doing
all
this?
Of the resting spots on the mountain were also closed for the off-season.
Yeah, they close all the shops. Dude, whenever you hike up a mountain, every, half of a mile or something, there's a shop that you can buy food and water if you get hungry. The hell was that sound, bro? I just heard something crazy. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but I'm watching this scary-ass video, and I'm not trying to... It's midnight right now as I'm recording this, so it's a bad idea to watch this scary-ass video. But they sell stuff at these shops, and he started hiking when they don't have the shops open.
Despite this being his first off-season climb, the unfavorable conditions did not deter him.
I swear to God, if somebody comes in my room, they're getting punched on camera.
He was determined to reach the summit and make it back in a single day. Unfortunately, the stream didn't get off to a good start, as he forgot to bring essentials like thicker socks to keep his feet warm and crampons to prevent his shoes from slipping.
Crampon? What is that? I'm not even... You forgot your socks, bro? You had like hella socks hanging up earlier. How do you forget them big ass white socks?
On how he didn't bring any food with him to avoid making his backpack too heavy.
You didn't bring food?
But as the climb continued, not having food became the least of his worries, as he quickly realized the snow that day was deeper than he could have imagined. On his way to the top, he passed several points where the trail had collapsed due to bad weather. About 2 hours into the hike, his viewers started to notice how dangerous things were getting as well, and began urging him to turn back before reaching the summit.
Turn around, bro. There was literally a hole in the ground. But I think we can make it. What?
However, he ignored all the warning signs and pressed on with the hike. And by sheer willpower, actually managed to get close to the summit.
Really?
Sadly, this is where his luck ran out. While treading through a particularly steep section of the trail, Tetsu slipped and fell down the mountainside.
It's quite difficult because of snow. Bit of construction. This is dangerous.
Seconds after slipping, his phone hit a rock and turned off, ending the live stream. His viewers immediately alerted the authorities. However, due to the harsh conditions, it took rescue workers 2 days to locate Tetsu's body. They found it severely dismembered, 2,300 feet below the point where he'd slipped.
They found him 2,300 feet from where he slipped. So he fell all the...
Now, for most people, this was an open and shut case of an inexperienced and underprepared person misjudging the dangers of Mount Fuji. But I came across some interesting theories regarding the situation. For example, one person stated, "I don't think he wanted to go exactly how/where he did on the mountain, but if you ever saw the live stream, you'd know that he definitely was planning on doing it, probably at the top. The chat was begging him to turn back, and he made constant, likely deliberate references to not being fully equipped. Additionally, he had a very ample and generous amount of time to turn around if it had purely been a mistake, with the last few people he met warning him to not go any further. In other words, Tetsu intended to end everything that day. The missing equipment was a deliberate decision, not an oversight. Although there's no evidence to prove this theory, and we'll never know for sure if this was actually his intention."
Yo, that's insane, bro. 4 people who are live streaming that had bad things happen to them. That's insane. If y'all want to help me get to 100,000 subscribers, make sure y'all unsubscribe from my channel. Watch another video. Peace out. This is crazy. What's up, dummies? So I was just on YouTube and I saw this video right here. It says 5 disturbing crimes caught on Google Street View. Bro, what the hell? If you don't know what Google Street View is, it's like the thing where you can like go onto Google and you can look at streets. Obviously, I mean, it's in the name. Have you ever used Google Street View to like look at your street and stuff? Well, apparently there are 5 crimes that were caught using Google Street View. So people were just looking on Google. I gotta see this. This is gonna be creepy as hell. Some creepy crimes that were caught. Oh my gosh. Let's go.
A Google Street View car captured what looked like the aftermath of a horrific crime in the small Spanish town of Tahueco. It captured a man loading a large white bag into the trunk of his car.
This dude got caught by Google Street. Imagine you're just okay, this is gonna be crazy, but imagine you just, you know, took somebody out like this guy did, and you're putting them in your car, and then you see a Google Street View car drive by with a big old camera on it. You're like,
easily could have
that would be
an
hilarious.
innocent explanation. However, many noted that the bag's shape looked a lot like a human body.
That's somebody's head
and
right there,
unfortunately, that is exactly what it turned out to be. The bag contained the remains of a 32-year-old Cuban man named Jorge Luis Perez.
He looks cool as hell, bro. This looks like somebody I could play basketball with.
He had gone missing in November 2023 after sending a message to his family saying he was leaving Soria, the place he had lived, with a girl he had met, and that he would no longer be using that phone.
He left his town with a girl, and he ended up dead, bro. This is why we don't deal with women, bro. Let the women come to you. Don't follow the women, everybody.
One of his cousins found this highly suspicious and reported his disappearance to the police. However, despite the investigators' best efforts, they were unable to find any clues that could help them find Jorge.
So he was missing.
There were no witnesses or any surveillance footage that could point them in the right direction.
And then he got caught
the case
from
went
the
cold
Google
for months.
Street View?
Or at least until one of the investigators came across the Google Street View images in November 2024. Coincidentally, the Street View car had also captured the same man carrying the white plastic bag in a wheelbarrow on the way to his car.
So so this is literally him in the, that's crazy. How are they gonna be able to identify him? There's no license plate on the pictures. You can't really tell who he is.
These images proved to be the final piece in solving the mystery of Jorge's disappearance.
How do you know who he is?
They were able to narrow down the list of potential suspects by tracing the vehicle back to its owner, a 48-year-old Tahueco resident named Manuel Isla Gallardo, who worked at the town hall in the neighboring town.
You're screwed, buddy.
However, Manuel had no prior history of violence or any other illegal activity, making it difficult for the authorities to arrest him without any solid evidence. But after tapping his phone and trailing him for a couple of weeks, the investigators uncovered the connection they were looking for.
Oh, snap.
He was in a relationship with Jorge's partner. And as later investigation would reveal, Manuel and this partner kidnapped and later killed Jorge because of this love triangle.
The girl that this guy liked, the girl that this guy moved away from his family from, was in another relationship with the other guy, and the other guy killed... Bro, see, this is what... You can't trust these...
He would have gotten away with it as well, if not for the Street View images.
Yeah, he literally would have gotten away with it if the Google Street View car did not drive by him, and... Oh my god.
That was nothing short of a miracle. You see, the town of Tahueco has fewer than 50 residents, so there were no eyewitnesses to Manuel putting Jorge in his car.
50
Additionally,
people lived there.
the Google Street View car just so happened to be driving through Tahueco for the first time in 15 years.
What?
Both Manuel and his partner...
Bro, the Google Street View car that caught him, that was the first time it went to that city in 15 years. On that specific day, on that specific time, they drove by a guy and caught him. If they would have, like, coughed in the morning or decided, I want to watch a YouTube video in the morning, they wouldn't have...
Were arrested on November 11th after investigators found more evidence linking them to Jorge's disappearance in their home.
Y'all deserve that.
Their arrest also led to the discovery of Jorge's remains in a cemetery about 15 minutes from where the Google Street View images were captured, finally bringing closure to his tragic case.
Man, rest in peace to my boy. That's crazy that the Google Street View caught this guy.
In December 2018, the Brisbane Police Department in Australia received a missing person report regarding 46-year-old Priscilla Bruton. She was an American beauty queen who moved to Australia with her daughter back in 2013 to start a new life. Things were going well for Priscilla. However, during the latter half of 2018, she stopped posting on social media and completely cut off communication with her friends and family back in the US. After months of silence, one of her friends contacted the police, sparking an investigation into her disappearance. But she was nowhere to be found.
So she just
was
stopped
last
talking
seen
to
at the house of her
everyone.
boyfriend, Mark Waden, who she
This
met
is your boyfriend? That's your boy?
during a Zumba class in 2017.
I don't even gotta
However,
tell you, bro.
when
He's
questioned,
creepy.
Mark claimed that they had actually broken up back in June 2018. He also suggested that she went missing on purpose to avoid immigration, since she was apparently overstaying her visa by that point. But this wasn't enough to convince the investigators of his innocence, as they also found Priscilla's car just 11 miles from his home. With no other leads, police began to consider the possibility of a potential homicide, and that's where they made a grim discovery. Priscilla was, without a doubt, dead. Even more shockingly, she was buried in Mark's front yard. Cadaver dog.
Nah, bro. Nah. This dude buried someone in his front yard. Okay, first of all, why would you do that? Every time you go outside, you're going to be thinking about it. Every time you mow your lawn, you're going to be like, oh God. But even, that's not even the main point I want to talk about. How do you do it? How is that? Where does this guy live? Are you able to just go outside and just drop a body, dig a huge hole, and have nobody want...
Dogs helped pinpoint her exact burial location near the home's entrance, prompting an excavation to recover her remains on June 8th, 2019. However, while the investigators did find some evidence from the dig site, most of the body was completely missing, which didn't seem to make any sense. As it turned out, Mark caught wind of the upcoming excavation in May, hired a construction crew to dig up the area with Priscilla's remains, and transported it to an unknown location with a trailer. What he didn't know, however, was that his crime had been captured on camera long before the investigation ever began. In August 2018, a Google Street View car mapped the Bracken Ridge area around Mark's home, and as it passed in front of his property, it captured what appears to be the very grave he dug for Priscilla, right where she was eventually buried. It even showed the trailer he would later use to hide the evidence. This, combined with testimonies from neighbors who saw him digging in the yard at unusual hours, made it impossible for him to play dumb and get away with his crime.
This guy got caught.
He was finally arrested on the 13th of June and is currently awaiting sentencing while under house arrest.
He's on house arrest for killing somebody? Okay, nah. Nah, bro. Australia is crazy.
Sometime in 2018, Google updated the Street View in the Ecatepec de Morelos municipality in Mexico.
What the hell is that? What is that? Why is there just houses on top of houses on top of houses on top? What is going on here?
Among the many new snapshots were the pictures of this rather unassuming empty lot with bags of trash scattered around the overgrown plants. However, those trash bags concealed a horror beyond what anyone in that neighborhood could have imagined. The truth came to light when the local police investigated a string of disappearances in the area and noticed a few similarities. All of the missing individuals were women, they were all young, and most importantly, they had all received calls and messages from the same woman before their disappearance.
Oh yeah, see that's messed up. No, if all of the women in an area are all the same age, and they're all women, and wait, what? If all the missing people in an area are all women, all the same age, and they all got a call from the same person days before they went lock that mother trucker!
28-year-old Patricia Martinez. She lived in a house just 100 meters away from that empty lot with her 33-year-old husband, Juan Carlos Hernandez.
Yeah, Juan Carlos Hernandez.
The two made a living by selling clothes, food, jewelry, anything they could right outside their home.
Lock
On the
that mother
surface, they
trucker
appeared to
up
be a
right
perfectly
now.
normal couple. But despite their seemingly ordinary lives, authorities kept an eye on them for weeks, suspecting that there was much more going on behind closed doors. Then, on the 4th of October, investigators saw the two walking outside with a stroller. They suspected the stroller was carrying the 2-month-old daughter of a missing woman who had vanished together with her mother a month prior. Hoping to prevent any harm to the baby, the investigators moved in and apprehended both Patricia and Juan. However, when they inspected the stroller, its contents left them in disbelief. Instead of a live child, it contained the dismembered remains of a woman. The couple was headed to the empty lot near their home to dispose of the evidence of their horrific crime. But this was only the tip of the iceberg. As the cops searched their home, they discovered dozens of dismembered human remains stored in their fridge, wrapped in plastic bags, and some encased in cement. The cement bags in their home also matched the ones that were scattered throughout the empty lot seen on Google Street View. Soon after their arrest, Juan admitted to everything and revealed the true extent of their gruesome crimes. According to his statements, the two had killed almost 28 women since 2012, including their neighbor's 13-year-old daughter. They would lure poor, vulnerable women with the promise of cheap or free clothes and high-paying employment before ending their lives in the most unspeakable ways and discarding their remains in plastic bags or cement. And if that wasn't bad enough, Patricia also admitted to cooking and cannibalizing parts of their victims as well as feeding them to their dogs. However, the most shocking part of it all was Juan's complete lack of remorse, with him boldly declaring his hatred of women and vowing to do the same again if he was ever given the chance.
Did you just say they cooked? What the? Yeah, see, this is a guy that just... Yeah, you gotta give this guy the death penalty. Lock this mother trucker up right now.
The only silver lining in this entire case is that the baby was unharmed. They had actually sold it to another couple for 15,000 pesos, or about $770.
Thank God.
These buyers were later arrested and the baby was rescued safely. As
that baby's gonna grow up and have no idea what they have been through.
They were sentenced to nearly 350 years behind bars.
350 years behind bars.
They remain to this day.
Hope you guys are having fun. Once people figure out what you're doing,
if you go to this location in Barron, Wisconsin on Google Street View, you will see cop cars and police tape surrounding this residence.
Okay.
On October 16th, 2018, this Street View car captured the aftermath of one of the most monstrous crimes in Wisconsin's recent history. It happened a day earlier when the 21-year-old Jake Thomas Patterson knocked on the Kloss residence at around 12:50 a.m. and claimed to be a cop. James Kloss came to the door and demanded to see Jake's badge before opening the door. In a fit of rage, Jake raised the shotgun he'd brought with him and shot James through the door. He then fired another shot to break the lock and enter the house. Meanwhile, Denise Kloss locked herself and her 13-year-old daughter Jamie in the bathroom and made this disturbing 911 call.
County 911, where is your husband? Somebody at my farm. Hello?
Can't hear her.
Officers rushed to the scene, but unfortunately it was already too late.
No.
Not long after the 911 call, Jake shot down the bathroom door as well and opened fire on Denise.
Bro, he shot through the bathroom door. Like, come on, bro. What type of sick...
By the time the officers arrived, both James and Denise were already dead. However, the more urgent concern was Jamie, who was nowhere to be found. It didn't take long for officers to realize that Jamie had been taken by Jake. In fact, one of the responding officers had unknowingly passed Jake's fleeing car while rushing to the class residence. As later investigation would reveal, Jake had developed a sick infatuation with Jamie after seeing her get off her school bus.
Okay, okay, this is the creepiest thing I've ever... This guy has been watching this girl get off of the school bus. This, like, she looks like she's like 14. This guy goes into her house, brings a shotgun, does with the parents, and then takes her. She watches her parents die.
And kidnapping her was his primary motive that night. He took her to his cabin about 80 miles away from her home and locked her in one of the rooms. And while the investigators started searching for Jamie almost immediately, they had nothing that could lead them in her direction. The FBI even put out a nationwide missing person report and offered a $25,000 reward for any information that could lead to Jamie's rescue.
She's 13.
Unfortunately, none of this led to anything substantial, and the hope of finding her alive kept declining with each passing day.
Please tell me she was
then,
found.
on January 10th, 2019,
Please tell me she was
the Wisconsin Police Department received a call they never expected.
Please.
Southwest County 911.
Oh my God.
Hi. I have a young lady at my house right now, and she says her name is Jamie Kloss.
As it turned out, Jamie escaped Jake's cabin 88 days after her disappearance and asked—
Yo, 3 months locked up in this guy's cabin, and she escapes and runs to somebody's house. Dude, that's a crazy story.
For help from one of his elderly neighbors.
So how did she come up upon your cabin? I was walking my dog, and we were almost home, and she was walking towards me, crying, saying, "You gotta help me, you gotta help me."
She pulled off this remarkable escape by carefully studying Jake's routine for weeks, tracking when he left and how long he was gone, waiting patiently until the perfect opportunity revealed itself.
That's so
After getting in contact with the police, she told them everything she knew about her kidnapper, resulting in Jake getting identified and arrested following a traffic stop.
What a dumb...
Jake stood trial on May 24,
He's
2019.
dead. He's going to jail.
He pleaded
for...
guilty to all charges.
Lock that mother trucker!
Without the possibility of parole, plus 40 additional years in prison.
Yep, you deserve that. Dude, that's crazy.
February
What a crazy
2011,
story.
a Google Street View car captured...
Wait, what was it? Oh, the Street View version, or the Street View part was because you could literally see that there was tape around
what looked like an abduction in progress in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It shows a burly man saying something to a woman while she's trying to get away, while a car with an open trunk is parked nearby.
Oh God.
The next slide shows the man restraining the woman, while we can also see another man strangely sitting in the car's trunk. And the next slide provides a clear view of the scene, showing the man in the white shirt seemingly trying to force the woman while she bites his hand in what looks like an attempt to break free.
That's crazy.
However, the final slide is even more unsettling as it shows the parked car driving away with neither the woman nor the man in the white shirt visible anywhere. Unfortunately, despite the alarming circumstances shown in these snapshots, I couldn't find any additional information about the alleged kidnapping.
What?
No news articles, missing person reports,
There's
or
nothing?
criminal investigation records. It's almost as if the crime never happened, which, given the situation, isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility.
What?
There's a good chance that this disturbing scene has a perfectly innocent explanation.
Could be.
Maybe the white shirt man and the woman know each other, and instead of an attempted abduction, he's simply trying to tickle her.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like...
This would explain why he has a cheerful, almost smug grin.
Yeah, he's smiling, bro.
And why she's holding onto her cigarette while trying to free herself from a presumably dangerous situation.
Yeah, low-key, if someone was like grabbing me, I wouldn't like hold a... I mean, I wouldn't have a cigarette in the first place because that's disgusting. But I wouldn't be holding... Like, if I was holding on to like a water bottle and someone's grabbing me, I wouldn't be like, get off of me! You know, I'd go... Get the hell! What's up, dummies? Today we're reacting to the 10 scariest things ever caught on camera. In this video, we're looking at 10 different stories where people went through some pretty crazy things. This video is gonna be insane. Viewer discretion is advised, or whatever they always say. Let's go.
On March 1st, 2024,
here's the first
Sydney
one.
was driving her work truck across the Clark Memorial Bridge near Louisville. At the same time, 33-year-old Trevor Brandon, whose license had recently been revoked, was maneuvering around a stalled car when he swerved into oncoming traffic.
Oh man, this guy turned into oncoming traffic.
A sedan, and finally, a semi. Meanwhile,
okay, we got like a cool like representation of it. This guy apparently had his license revoked and he was driving on the bridge really crazy. Oh God, something bad's gonna happen, bro.
After narrowly avoiding the accident, was left dangling over the river, inches from the fatal outcome.
What?
She pressed the brake pedal as hard as she could, frozen in place.
Yo, so this guy made her swerve. She swerved off the bridge, but she's hanging from the bridge, bro. Oh my God.
That any moment would send her plunging into the depths.
Bro.
Even if she survived the fall, she would certainly drown because she couldn't swim. Every minute felt
she
like
can't
an
swim?
eternity to
Oh
Sydney,
my.
and 40 minutes passed before help finally arrived.
40 minutes? It took them 40 minutes to get over there? So you're telling me this girl was dangling in the truck, about to fall into the water for 40 minutes off of a crazy big bridge? What?
It was a dangerous, extremely complicated
Look
rescue
at this.
operation.
Whoa.
But thankfully, disaster was avoided, and Sydney
they saved her.
was eventually saved.
They
As for
saved
Brandon,
her.
the pickup driver, he now faces a list of charges and will answer in court.
So
At
he
least
got
won't
in
be charged with
trouble.
Involuntary manslaughter.
So he got in trouble for like crashing because he was like not driving right and then caused all that. Damn, that's
Sydney,
insane.
though, vowed never to cross that cursed bridge again.
Wow.
Unfortunately, not everyone is as lucky when it comes to learning from close calls.
Oh gosh,
Wu
here's the
Bin,
second one.
A Chinese resident, had almost a decade
Okay, so this guy's name is Wu Bin. Let's see what happened to
of
him.
experience as a long-distance passenger bus driver. He
Okay, bus
logged
driver.
nearly 1 million kilometers without a
Damn.
single accident or complaint from passengers. That's about 25 times around the Earth's equator. However, on May 29th, 2012, Wu Bin became a true hero. As usual, he was driving his bus when
This is the
passengers
footage.
suddenly heard a loud crash. Wu slowly brought the bus to a stop and addressed the people inside. But they noticed he was deathly pale and barely standing.
Damn,
Wu
what's wrong
instructed
with him?
everyone to carefully exit the bus and then fell silent. What the passengers hadn't seen was that, just moments earlier, a massive piece of debris had crashed through the windshield, hitting Wu in the stomach and arms. It was a nearly 2-meter-long metal plate that shattered Wu's ribs and shredded his liver. Despite the excruciating pain, he saved the lives of 24 passengers by managing to safely stop the bus. Sadly, Wu passed away 4 days later in the hospital.
No.
It turned out the metal piece that had so suddenly struck him was part of a truck's brake pad. While the police conducted their investigation, news of Wu Bin's heroic actions spread throughout the country. About 3,000 people attended his funeral to pay
That's
their
so
respects.
awesome. So this guy was a bus driver. He was like one of the best bus drivers ever. And one day something
hitting Wu in the
flew
stud
through
earlier,
his windshield.
a
Look at
massive
this.
Piece of debris had
Boom.
crashed
That's the real footage of something coming through his windshield and hitting him. And then he was like,
through the windshield plane.
Look, he's like in pain right here. We can see this.
Despite the excruciating
He's like,
pain,
but look,
he
he's
saved
pulling
the lives
over.
of
He
20
slows down. Like most people in that situation would have been like, and like crashed the whole car. But this dude literally like took his time while being in pain to turn the car. Wow, bro. Shout out to Wu Bin, bro. This guy's a real G. All right, here's the next
Life
one.
in the town was going on as usual. Eladio Marquez, a pilot and instructor with 10 years of experience, and his former student were preparing for another flight. They took off in their small Cessna, but
That's
just
the
a few
smallest
minutes
plane I've
later,
ever
they
seen.
reported some alarming news to the control tower. Their left engine had caught fire.
Oh,
Marquez
snap.
received clearance for an emergency landing, but that landing never happened. A minute later, the plane crashed and exploded, hitting none other than a therapy center for children with autism. It was 2:22 p.m. when all 8 caregivers and 5 children heard the terrifying sound of the impact.
What the hell is that? There's a bug in my room. Get away!
The teachers managed to grab the kids and rush them to the exit just seconds before the flames engulfed the building. Thanks to their quick reaction,
Look at this.
no one in the
This is
center
the
was
real
harmed.
footage.
The police launched an investigation, but it seemed like the malfunctioning engine hadn't been given enough attention in the hangar. However, the chilling truth is that you don't have to be in a plane crash to meet a tragic end.
This is awesome. I mean, it sucks that this plane flew into this building, but all these kids made it out. These are all like kids with autism and stuff, so that's cool that they had like enough smarts to leave the place and stuff. That's awesome. All right, here's the next story. Ooh, these are literally insane, bro.
Tragic end. British woman Elena Struthers Gardner had experienced 2 fatal falls in her life. At 21, she fell from a horse, sustaining a severe injury that left her disabled. From then on, due to her spinal deformity and coordination issues, she fell often. But despite this, Elena lived happily with her wife, Mandy, until she turned 60. Then, on November 22nd, 2018, Elena was at home drinking from her favorite glass with a metal straw. Mandy had always warned her to be careful, suspecting that these straws could be dangerous for people with limited mobility.
How could it be dangerous to drink from a metal straw? Hold on, what's going on here?
And unfortunately, her fears came true. Out of nowhere, Elena lost her balance and fell, and the 8-inch metal straw went straight into her eye. She sustained a severe traumatic brain injury and passed away the next day in the hospital.
Oh my God!
This is especially terrifying because no one is safe from such fatal accidents.
Bro, so this girl was drinking from a metal straw, and then she put it down on the ground, and she fell, tripped over it, and poked her in the eye. Oh my God. Nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube, so don't delete this video. All right, here's the next story.
23-year-old Peter Biaksongzuala had never been more
Peter Biaksongzuala? That's a cool-ass name.
nervous. His team, Bethlehem Vangthlang, part of an elite Indian amateur league, was about to take a free kick. In the 62nd minute, his teammate finally took the penalty shot. But when the goalkeeper deflected the ball, Peter dashed in for the rebound and scored. He immediately began celebrating with a series of victory flips. Yet after the second flip, he landed awkwardly, hit his head on the ground, and couldn't get back up. His teammates rushed over, quickly realizing something was terribly wrong. At the hospital, it was revealed that Peter had severely damaged his spinal cord. And despite the doctor's best efforts, Peter passed away later that day.
Bro,
this
what?
absurd tragedy confirmed that danger can literally be lurking right beneath our
Bro, that's
fist.
insane. He just scored a goal. He was so happy. Look at him.
Peter dashed in.
This is him right here. He scores, and he's like, yeah, and he starts doing flips.
With a series
and then,
of victory flips. Yet after this,
all right, here's the
could have
next.
easily been the beginning of a horror movie. 83-year-old Dorothy Louise Downey arrived at a creepy old house on the edge of the woods in Salem. In reality, though, she was just there to help her daughter pack up and finally move out of the rundown place. However, while in the kitchen, Dorothy accidentally stepped on a rotten section of the floor and fell through, disappearing completely beneath it. Her daughter rushed to help, only to be stunned by what she saw. Under the floor was a well, nearly 15 meters
50
deep.
feet?
She couldn't do anything to save her mother and called the rescue team. Even they needed 4 hours to recover Dorothy's lifeless body from the narrow well. Neither mother nor daughter had any idea the deadly shaft existed, and it claimed Dorothy's life just as she was visiting the house for the last time.
Bro. So this lady went to visit her daughter in this old house. They were taking all their stuff out of their old house that their great-great-great-great-grandparents had. She stepped on a certain spot in the floor and she fell 50 feet into a well. And it took people 4 hours to go save her because they were in the middle of nowhere. Dude, that's insane to think like you could take one wrong step in your house and just fall. This
coincidence feels like the result of some curse, just like the next story. On the night of March 26th, 2024,
that was last
six
year.
Construction workers were doing scheduled repairs on the Francis Scott Key Bridge near Baltimore. Meanwhile, a nearly 300-meter container ship, the Dolly, had just left the port of Baltimore, heading for Sri Lanka. There were 21 crew members on board, all eager to finally go home, especially since the day before, the Dolly had started experiencing sudden electrical failures. And at exactly 1:24 a.m., as the ship approached the Francis Scott Key Bridge, the power went out again, the engines stopped, and the massive vessel began drifting with the current. The crew desperately tried to restore power and correct the course. The power came back exactly a minute later, but by then, the Dolly was dangerously close to one of the bridge's supports. The crew immediately warned the authorities that a disaster was imminent. The police managed to close the bridge to traffic just in time before the Dolly collided with the support. In just 20 seconds, the central arch of the bridge was gone. But no one had time to warn the 6 workers who suddenly found themselves trapped between tons of twisted metal and concrete. Now, plunging into the river's fast-moving current, rescue teams arrived quickly. But in the dead of night, with zero visibility, they couldn't do much. It wasn't until dawn that the true scale of the catastrophe became clear. One of the largest shipping channels in the U.S. was now completely blocked, leading to nearly $3 billion in damages. However, the most horrifying part was that none of the workers survived. The last body was found and recovered by divers 6 weeks later. All 6 men were first-generation immigrants, hoping to achieve their American dream, and almost every one of them was a father of multiple children. Meanwhile, the Dolly crew remained unharmed. But for the rest of their lives, they'll know that if someone had insisted on fixing that faulty electrical system...
Bro, that's insane. There was a boat that had like electricity problems, and it was going and going and going, And right when it was about to pass a bridge, the electricity shut off so they couldn't steer, and it just hit the oh my gosh. Thankfully, they did close off the bridge in time for all the cars, because if it would have hit the bridge with the cars on it, a bunch more people would have been dead. Oh my God.
Those 6 workers would still be alive, and a psychological torment can often be just as horrifying as physical pain. On January 2nd, 2024,
that was last year.
Japanese woman Mika Yamaki was driving to the airport to pick up her husband. She was listening to the news on the radio when she suddenly heard that a disaster had occurred at the airport. And in the report, they mentioned the exact flight her husband was on.
Oh, man.
Just minutes earlier, Flight 516, arriving from Sapporo, had requested permission to land at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. The controllers confirmed the landing, and the pilots guided the Airbus with its 379 passengers onto the runway.
Hopefully,
at 5:46 p.m. local time, Flight 516 touched down. Seconds later, the plane unexpectedly burst into flames, sending a massive fireball into the sky.
What?
The Airbus continued to slide down the runway, leaving a trail of fire and thick smoke behind. It was only then that the passengers realized something had gone horribly wrong.
What?
The cabin started filling with toxic smoke,
oh, this is
and the
real
flight
footage.
attendants called for an emergency evacuation. Meanwhile, panic-stricken Mika Yamaki started calling her husband, and he answered. He was among the first to escape the inferno using the emergency slide. The rest of the passengers followed, while firefighters had already begun.
Okay, this might sound crazy. This might sound insane, but like every time I go on a flight, I obviously I don't want it to crash, but like I've always wanted to slide down the emergency slide. That looks so fun. Imagine you're on a plane and it's like burning and you get to like, boom, like slide down a slide. Like after being on a plane for that long, like I've been on some crazy flights, like 12 hours, 15 hours. Like the last thing you want to do is sit around. You want to freaking slide down. That would be cool, but like that's still insane.
The rest of the passengers followed, while firefighters had already begun battling the flames. But as the minutes ticked by, the fire consumed more and more of the plane, requiring over 100 fire trucks to be deployed. And that wasn't all. Soon, the cause of the fire was revealed. It turned out that the massive Airbus had collided with a tiny Coast Guard plane during landing, and both aircraft instantly caught fire. When terrified Mika finally arrived at the airport, she learned that her husband was safe, as were the rest of the passengers and crew of Flight 516. Tragically, 5 of the 6 people on the Coast Guard plane died on the spot. Only the captain survived, but he was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation revealed that the disaster was caused by several factors. First, the Coast Guard pilot either didn't hear or didn't understand the controller's instruction to stay off the runway.
You know what I just realized? That whole plane that exploded, like, yeah, everybody, the plane that caught on fire, like, everybody survived, so nobody died. But, like, what about all their bags? When you go on a plane, like, you bring, like, a bag, right? Dude, you lose your wallet, your phone, your shirt, your clothes, your books, Dude, what the... Dude, I don't want to get a new wallet. I'd rather die.
On December 24th,
here's the next...
2022, a truck set off from Richards Bay, South Africa, to Botswana, carrying a tanker with 60,000 liters of liquefied petroleum gas.
Jesus Christ.
However, on
60,000 liters of gas? Dude, oh my gosh, that's a lot of gas.
Christmas Eve, the driver mistakenly took a wrong turn and ended up in Boksburg. He was trying to get back on route when he came upon a tunnel under a railway crossing. What happened next will remain a mystery forever. Whether the driver didn't notice the height restriction sign or if it wasn't there at all, the truck got stuck right in the middle of the bridge. But that was far from his biggest problem, as within seconds he heard a hissing sound and smelled gas. The man immediately called an ambulance, feeling dizzy from the toxic fumes, and called the firefighters, fearing the tanker might ignite at any moment. But they didn't make it in time, and at 6:45 a.m., the gas exploded. When the fire engulfed everything around, 2 smaller explosions followed. They were clearly heard in the nearby houses and buildings, prompting locals to come out and see what had happened.
Dude.
Among them was 26-year-old Numitso Mashaba, who lived just 100 meters from the crossing. He left his children with his father in the house and rushed to make sure his wife Neo and his brother were okay. Dozens of people gathered around the flaming crossing when suddenly the 4th and most powerful explosion occurred. Everyone standing near the tanker was thrown back by the fireball. Their clothes instantly melted onto their bodies, and no one could get up again. The explosion destroyed the railway crossing, the fire truck trying to contain the flames, and several nearby homes and vehicles. The tanker detonated with such force that even a nearby hospital was reduced to ruins. 13 of its employees and 24 patients suffered severe injuries.
Nobody got hurt, YouTube.
8 medical workers
Nobody
and the driver
hurt.
in the hospital parking lot were killed. The Mashaba couple didn't survive either. And in the days following the disaster, the death toll rose to 41. Moreover, 2 people who were at the epicenter of the explosion are still considered missing. This gruesome reminder shows that even observing such accidents from a distance can be dangerous, and it's best to stay far away. Authorities were unable to determine who was to blame. Unfortunately, in many cases like this, those responsible avoid punishment, even if their mistakes have claimed dozens of lives.
That's crazy.
On the evening of July 2nd, 2024,
Here's the next story. That was
a fenced-off,
last year.
swampy area in the Hathras district of India was
India?
almost empty.
Oh, man.
Just hours earlier, the scene of an event shocked the world. It began as a typical Hindu prayer gathering.
Okay.
Local guru, Bola Baba, organized an assembly of his followers.
Baba?
He received official permission to host an event for 5,000 people. However, his followers numbered in the tens of thousands. And as a result, the area became tightly packed with people.
Yeah, that's a
This
lot
was
more
despite
than
the 38
5,000.
degrees Celsius heat.
100
Entire
degrees?
families, including many women and children, stood there all day to listen to the guru's sermon. But the heat and suffocating conditions turned into a living hell.
100?
When the sermon ended and thousands of people surged toward the guru, trying to touch him, the volunteer guards couldn't calm the crowd, and visitors began literally trampling each other. Those who tripped had no chance of getting up and were trampled to death. Moreover, due to the intense pressure, even those still standing were suffocating because their lungs had no room to expand. When the crowd finally thinned out, the ground was littered with bodies. It took a long time to identify them all, but it was eventually revealed that 116 people perished in the stampede, the vast majority of whom were women and children. Unfortunately, deadly stampedes during religious pilgrimages happen all too often in India.
Bro, there's too many people there, bro. Y'all gotta go home. Like, you don't gotta go everywhere. Just stay home, bro. Oh my God, bro. What's up, dummies? So we're about to react to 8 most disturbing things caught on dashcam footage. This video has 21 million views, and look at this. Apparently somebody caught on their dashcam a guy who parked in the middle of the road and was coming up to them with a freaking bat, about to probably kill them. This is gonna be insane. Some creepy things that people captured on their car's dashcam. Try not to get scared. Let's go. Okay, here's the intro. Most disturbing things caught on dashcam footage. I am actually
His first dashcam video was captured in Australia. 2 men in a Mercedes are driving down the highway when, through their rear dashcam, a car is seen quickly approaching.
Somebody's coming really quick.
It then swerves around the 2 guys before getting in front of them and slamming on the brakes.
Oh, this is
clearly
weird.
trying to run them off the road.
This is weird.
But what first could be written off as road rage soon takes a more serious and disturbing turn. The 2 men notice the driver has an axe and is now waving it out his window and threatening them.
What the heck? Somebody pulled in front of them and they're threatening them with an axe. What? And the creepy thing about this is I've actually been here. I've been to Australia. This didn't happen to me, thankfully, but what the?
Oh, he's got an axe, dude.
Oh, look at this.
What are you doing? Oh. Keep distance, bro.
Oh my gosh. What are they doing? Like, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Do you like start driving away? No, they're just gonna chase you and hit you. Do you stop? No, they're gonna get out of the car. Like, what do? You really would hope that there was a cop somewhere around here. Also, this looks like GTA 5 next to North Yankton, or that military base or whatever. I just noticed. What is this guy doing though? He's telling him to pull over. Okay, now he's driving away, but this guy's chasing him. Now he's trying to hit him. He's trying to hit him. Yeah, you gotta call the cops.
An unexpected encounter forces the 2 men to take a quick U-turn to lose the guy, but he continues to follow them. The situation is then taken even further when the 2 use the next exit and approach a roundabout.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, he's about to hit them. Look at the, good thing we have the rear view camera right there so we can see all angles of this creepy guy with an axe. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, good thing he has a dash cam. Good thing he has a dash cam, bro, because if this happened to me, I don't have a dash cam. My car's old. I drive an old car. Bro, I'd be like, man, what the? You got no proof that he hit you, you know what I mean? Look at this. Like, this is creepy because... Oh, he's gonna hit him again. Yep, he's gonna hit him again.
Oh my God.
Dude, what is this guy doing?
Two times the Mercedes is rear-ended, the second of which causes the attacker to spin out, sending him off the road.
Like, what is he doing this for? I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure it out, like, at the end of this clip or whatever. But, like, what are you doing this for? And what do you do? Like, you just have to keep on driving while trying to call the cops while you're driving. Like, it's illegal to be on your phone while you're driving, but you have to, because, like, you're just like, and then you try not to crash yourself. This is a crazy situation.
This allowed the two guys to get away. They would then drive to the nearest police station, where they would report what had just happened. When police arrived to the scene of the crash, the car was gone. However, a few hours later, they would find the vehicle on the road, and from there, the driver was arrested.
Ooh, they arrested him.
Later, the owner of the dashcam footage would give the video more context. Apparently, the driver chasing them, for whatever reason, was 100% convinced they had robbed his house the night before.
What?
But obviously, this wasn't the case. The two guys had never before even seen the man.
Yeah.
It was determined that he was under the influence of something.
Yeah.
He would be charged with multiple offenses.
Oh, the thing is that I just realized, in Australia, you drive on the right side of the car. So it seems like he's in the passenger seat right now, but no, he was actually driving, because you drive on the right side in Australia. I was doing that too when I had a rental car there. It was insane. It was weird to drive on the right side. But yeah, this guy's driving while swinging an axe, which makes this even crazier.
Which put him in prison for 2 years.
Prison for 2 years. Wow. Okay, here's the next clip. These are just gonna get scarier and scarier, by the way.
In August of 2018, Justin Bilton and his 70-year-old father were camping at Glacier National Park in Montana.
What the hell's going on? Volcano?
They had only been in the park for 3 hours when they were informed of an immediate evacuation of the area. A forest fire ignited by lightning the previous night had gotten too far out of control. However, by the time they got the evacuation notice, unknown to them, the only road out of the park had already been engulfed by the fire.
Oh my God, the only road out of the park is already engulfed in flame. What do you do in that situation? Do you just drive through and hope that there's only a little bit of fire blocking the road? Or do you just, because what if you, like, where are you supposed to go? You know what I mean? If you keep going, do you get lit on fire? Or will your car explode because of the gas in the tank? This is crazy to think about. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like, you think?
What? Dad, what if the car blows up?
That's what I'm saying. Bro, that's insane. He said, Dad, what if the car blows up? And he said, well, then we're dead. Wow, what do you do in this situation? Do you just wait and wait for the fire to just kill you? Or do you just book it like 100 miles per hour through?
Dad, this is insane.
I know. We don't want to get trapped in here.
Right.
Easy, easy. Oh my God, we're good. Slow down, slow down. Big rut here, just slow down. We're out of that fire.
We're not out of that, Dad. We're not out.
Oh, man.
We're good, though.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Oh, you just gotta drive right through it. Oh.
Easy, can't see. Just go easy now. Easy.
Dad, the car's heating up. It's gonna explode.
Oh my God.
Dad, what if a tree falls on us?
You're good, bro.
Please, God, help us.
Wow, this is creepy.
Good, you're doing good.
This is actually so creepy right now.
Dad, we can't get out.
I'm getting out. You can't drive backwards. I can
Yeah.
get that out of the road, but get gloves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't go backwards.
Dad, we gotta get out of here.
Back it up.
You can't go
A
backwards.
fallen tree is seen directly in the middle of the road.
Oh, there was a tree in front.
Trapping them inside the park. They had nowhere to go but back, so they ended up reversing through everything they had just went through. When they reached their campsite, they abandoned their car and desperately started running towards a nearby lake.
Oh, true, yeah. Get rid of the car and just try to run your way. Because you can, like, jump over the fire, I guess, but you can't really drive your car through the fire. You know what I mean? So you're just gonna have to say, forget the car, bro.
By some miracle, there they would find 2 park employees in a boat on the shore of the lake.
Wow.
Justin and his father were rescued and taken to safety, leaving everything but this horrifying footage behind.
That is actually so creepy. So they had to leave the car, but they actually survived. That's creepy to think about if you were in that situation.
Footage shows the armed robbery of a cab driver.
Oh man.
The driver, Ralph Valletta, had just started his shift. This was his first ride of the day.
No way.
He was stopped at a light, and the rider can be seen in the back, slouched down.
So this is a cab, like a taxi cab driver. His first drive of the day, and he gets robbed.
But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything he
Isn't there
had.
a cop in the back? Look, wait. He's trying to rob this guy. There's a cop right behind him. This is a stupid robber.
Down. But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything he has.
This is a robbery, man. Hey, give me all your money, man. Man, I don't. Give me everything you got. Give me that now. All right.
I need it now. All right. I can make this the easy way, or we can make this the hard way, man.
Everything I got, man.
Keep your hand where I can see him.
I just started.
What else you got?
I just
Let me see
started.
your wallet. Let me see your.
I don't have anything in my wallet.
We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way, man.
This is messed
Let me see
up.
your wallet and let me see your phone. I need it all right now. If you don't want to die, man.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Give it all to me now.
Okay. Okay.
Unbeknownst to the rider, a police cruiser was stopped at the same light directly behind them. At some point during the robbery, the light to the lane they were in had turned green, and seeing that they weren't moving, the officer put on his lights and got out to investigate.
Don't have anything in my wallet. I don't
Give
carry
me
it.
your wallet and your phone. I need your wallet.
No, please don't
Oh my
put that
God.
phone. I need that for my. There's a cop behind us. There's a cop behind us.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He got him. Wow.
Almost immediately, the officer would realize that a robbery was taking place.
Right in front of him.
So, in response, he would order the rider out of the car, where he would then be detained.
Wow.
The rider was arrested and later charged with multiple offenses.
Wow. That is a creepy... Dude, this has been 3 for 3 so far, or 4 for 4. I don't know how many we've seen. These have been crazy so far, bro. These are actually super disturbing.
In April of 2021, a man named Mitch Kuhn was driving on the highway back from work when he saw this.
Whoa!
A child that looks to be wearing a large jacket, or that's possibly wrapped in a blanket, begins walking out in the middle of the highway. Just
Get out of the road!
Truck. Mitch was towing a trailer and felt that if he abruptly stopped, it would cause an accident. So instead, he opted to call the police, reporting an unattended child walking on the highway.
Bro didn't even stop, didn't even call the cop.
Assured Mitch that they'd send out patrol units immediately.
Hopefully
An hour later, Mitch called again for a follow-up, as well as to offer the footage he had caught on his dash cam. But he was told that it wouldn't be necessary, as the child had been collected safely and was on its way home. However, strangely, police would later state that no child was found, despite officers searching the area until 3:45 a.m.
Wait, what?
Additionally, they would claim that at no point did they tell Mitch that they had found the child. The next morning, multiple volunteers commenced a search of the area, but no child was ever found, and therefore the search eventually ended.
They never
found the
found
time the
this
footage was
kid?
captured, there were no reports of a missing child in the area.
So, do you guys think this is paranormal? This could be a ghost?
It remains unknown who exactly was captured in this video.
Oh my gosh, that's actually a little kid, bro. It kind of looks weird. Like it, oh, okay. I think I see a face right here, like an ear and a forehead and a bun on top of the head with like a blanket. This has got to be like a 6-year-old kid. They never found out who this was. That's creepy!
This dashcam footage was captured in the streets of Taiwan. Right away, it's clear the video takes place in the midst of a storm.
Yeah.
A storm where the winds are strong enough to throw around debris. At one point, debris is even seen flying against the windshield. But little did the drivers know that an actual tornado was forming right behind them.
Oh my God.
Heading in their direction.
Yo, this is gonna show a live tornado. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The tornado. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube.
The dash
See, everyone's okay.
Captures the exact moment the tornado went directly through them. It was even strong enough to lift vehicles off the ground, which can actually be seen with the white van that pulls out onto the road.
Yeah, nobody was hurt. The vehicle just moved a little bit, YouTube.
Ground, and it begins to get full-on dragged by the tornado, seemingly disappearing. But once the tornado passes, it can be seen much further down the road, wedged in between 2 trees.
Nobody's
More
hurt.
concerning, however, is the person that gets thrown by the tornado on the right side of the road.
They weren't hurt.
Unfortunately, the storm would go on to produce further damage in the form of 50 inches of rain that would cause multiple deadly landslides.
50 inches is huge. A lot of rain. All right, here's the next one.
This
These
video
are just
was
scary
taken in
and
Russia.
scary.
It shows the dashcam footage of a man driving down a desolate and long stretch of dirt road.
The thumbnail, remember this?
Then, up ahead is a car parked in such a way so as to block traffic. 2 men with baseball bats begin walking up to the driver, and that's when it becomes clear that this is a robbery, and the parked car was an intentional makeshift roadblock.
Bro, run him over!
The driver tries to escape, but the 2 men get in the way and do their best to prevent it.
Run him over! Bro, run him over! I'm running someone over if they're trying to rob me with a bat. Now, if they had a gun, probably like it's harder, but they have a bat. Just run him over.
Fortunately, the driver had a window of opportunity and took advantage.
Ooh, yeah.
He slammed on the gas and was able to get away unscathed.
Good job. Yep.
Then drove around the roadblock and was free.
That's a horrible roadblock. Good job, dummies.
It's unknown if the two men with baseball bats were ever caught.
Really? So they probably did this to someone else too. That's so creepy, bro.
In late November of 2015, a large catastrophic bushfire broke out in South Australia.
Look at how dark that is.
This dash cam footage was captured by one of the fire trucks responding.
Wait, this is my birthday, bro. November 25th. Look at that. 2015. What? This was on my birthday in Australia.
Right from the start of the video, enormous smoke clouds are shown, depicting just how large the fire had gotten.
Wow.
As the trucks continue forward, visibility gradually worsens. It gets so bad to where the fire trucks are forced to stop.
Oh my God, look how dark it is. It's the middle of the day too. It says it's 13 o'clock, which is 1 p.m. Like it's literally 1 p.m. in Australia in this video. And look at how dark it is. It's literally smoke covering the whole
In the distance,
oh my gosh,
the fire
bro.
itself can be seen.
Wow!
Towards them unnervingly fast.
Oh God. Wow. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God, are you guys okay, bro? Oh, lock in. Oh, that's fire. That's actually fire. Oh my God. What do you do in this situation? Oh! 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 Damn!
A miscommunication between the two trucks resulted in a collision.
Who cares?
The truck in the front was attempting to back up out of the fire, while the truck with the dash cam was entering what's known as a burnover.
Who cares about crashing the truck when you're about to get burnt to a crisp?
A burnover is a fire truck protection protocol where the truck stays in place and the crew deploys Velcro blankets to protect themselves from the heat.
Oh.
Water is sprayed outside of the vehicle to keep it from catching on fire.
Okay.
In the inside, breathing masks are used by the crew. During this protocol, however, the crew from the truck in the front can be heard desperately explaining how they didn't have water for a burnover.
Oh.
Or rather, their truck's sprinkler system wasn't working properly.
Ah. No water? Oh my God, Mayday. That means like we're
stay in
dead.
place and were forced to drive forward in the hopes of escaping the fire, which you can actually see in the video as the truck fades into the distance. Fortunately, this move would end up saving their lives.
Really?
They would make it to the other side of the fire. And everyone inside the truck, as well as the one with the dash cam, would make it out with minimal injuries.
Thank the Lord. Let's go. They survived. Dude, these are creepy, bro. What's up, dummies? Today I'm about to react to the best security camera videos of the decade. Look at this thumbnail, bro. Somebody caught this guy on a security camera trying to break into their house with a goddamn screwdriver. This is going to be a compilation of crazy videos caught on security camera. This is going to be crazy. Let's go.
These are the best security cam videos from
All
the
right.
last 10 years.
Let's see. We got somebody outside. It's snowing. Whoa! Yo, no, whoa. We're starting the video off like that? What was that? This guy is just brushing off his car. He's probably about to go to work. He's brushing the snow off his car. He looks up, and a damn piano. I thought that only happened in cartoons, bro. Piano broke his car. That is crazy. Okay, we got another clip. Somebody's hooping. Whoa! Bro, this kid's just like playing basketball. His cat's hanging out with him. And then this deer jump. Bro, okay. This video is going to be insane, bro. These are crazy already. All right, we got police. Oh my gosh. He just saved her life.
Her son might have saved her life.
I just said that, bro.
This driver was...
Wait. This kid has like crazy senses. He said, "Mom, don't you hear the crazy noise?" The freaking tree branch falls direct. Yeah, I don't know if she like shot a bird earlier or something, but some type of bird in that tree wanted her to die because how did the tree branch directly fall right where she was laying? This girl's probably, yeah, she should have died.
A little too excited to leave the car wash.
A little too excited to leave the car wash. Come on, bro. Nobody was hurt. Oh! Okay, nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube. I have to say this because, dude, YouTube, Bro, but nobody was hurt. But what the? He drives off the car wash. Then he wants another car wash. He hits the damn... Bro, there was a fire hydrant right there. He hits the fire hydrant. His rims fall off. And then it... Oh, my gosh.
A giant tornado went by this school in Kansas.
What? That's a tornado, bro? That's crazy. Dude, that's the strongest car ever. How did that car not get sucked up?
The police need help finding this really weird thief. This guy stole someone's lawnmower, but decided to test it out first and mow their lawn before leaving with it.
Nuh-uh. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be joking me. Did he just say this guy broke into someone's backyard, took their lawnmower, started it up, started mowing their lawn, and then stole it? What the... Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, you got a free mow. What the... If anybody has any details on this guy, let me know. Oh my god, a plane is landing on the...
The engine on this plane failed, so the pilot made an emergency landing on the highway.
Dude, that's impressive. Okay, we got somebody sleeping. I'm not even gonna say anything. That's pretty funny. Oh god. Oh! Okay, nobody was hurt. It was just snow. Shout out to that mom.
This bear got scared of a little tiny dog.
This bear got scared of a tiny dog. Damn! The little chihuahua just barked this bear up a tree. Yo, that's like the most baby what the hell? Perry the platypus.
This cat's tail caught on fire, but the outer layer of fur protected it.
Oh, look. Damn, so this cat wasn't hurt, by the way. Dude, somebody's walking like they didn't even notice. This cat wasn't hurt because the fur got protected by the okay, yeah, whatever that guy said. So nobody was hurt, by the way. All right, this guy's delivering a DoorDash. Oh my god! That's insane. This dude's dropping off food and he hears the dog going like, "Rrr." Listen. And he's like, oh snap. The dog shatters the window. Why? All right, we got a clip. This is HD. I don't know why this is so HD. We got a whole family eating at Mac and Cheese Burger Bar, it looks like. Looks pretty good. All right, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh.
These two cars parked a little too close to the SpaceX rocket
Nobody was
launch.
hurt. Oh, why are you so close to the... Ah, bro. Yeah, your car is
Someone
screwed.
wasn't happy about the new security camera in the kitchen.
Someone wasn't happy about a security camera in the kitchen? I wouldn't be either. Who the hell puts cameras in the kitchen? Oh. What are you looking at? All right, we got another guy mowing the lawn. Oh, he's tripping. He just mowed up the freaking like valve that they cover the I don't even know actually what that is. But dude, bro, his grass is gonna grow so much faster. Look, all that water, boom! Yo, he's tripping, bro. All right, we got somebody collecting a package. What the?
Sarah!
What is this lady doing, bro? Look, is she on like the PlayStation party chat, bro? What the hell are you doing on the microphone? Get off the microphone.
This dog suffers from seizures, but their brother was there to help out.
This dog has a nightmare. The dog's having a nightmare and the brother helps it out. Okay, that's nice. What is this? That's the guy who stole the lawnmower. Oh no, that's a rock. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh my gosh. It just completely blocked the road. What the hell is that? That's a tire. Yo! Bro, did you hear that sound? That was the Ring doorbell camera. That was their security camera like saving a video. Bro, the security camera thought that somebody like came and just showed up. No, a crazy tire just came and broke their whole house. I'm surprised the house didn't fall because those two beams right there, those are supposed to like support the porch or whatever. I'm surprised that when this tire knocked it over, the house didn't just completely crumble. That is sick.
This person chose the wrong object to use as a step stool.
Chose the wrong thing to use. Oh my god, it's paint. It's paint.
Oh my gosh.
This mom.
Oh my gosh.
Is from death.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, watch out. Oh! Nobody was hurt. Look, they're completely fine. That whole tree just... Oh,
this police officer saved these pedestrians from getting hit by a car.
Police officer saved the pedestrians from getting... Bro, what are you doing? Wow. The cop just saved... Shout out to that cop, bro. What the hell is that? Yo. What? What the hell is it?
These cats in Japan knew the earthquake was coming before it hit.
Cats know the earthquake's coming before... Yeah, look. They all wake up and they're panicking. Wow. Cats do... Like, cats can sense stuff.
Idea to steal a security camera.
Wait, this is the guy from the thumbnail. He's trying to steal the camera?
This poor guy got smacked.
Why would you steal the camera? It's recording. And it gets sent to the phone. Wait. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to stop pausing the video because everyone's always like, stop pausing the video. Just watch it. Shut up. So if I pause it again, you can unsubscribe. I promise I won't pause it. Let's see.
Snow.
What did he say? I have no idea. Oh my gosh. That snow blow, oh my gosh, just pelted him with dirty
this fire truck
snow.
was passing by this car when it suddenly burst into flames.
What? Whoa. Nobody was hurt. Good thing they got, what? Cars can just turn on fire? Yo. 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we gotta replay that. Nobody was hurt, by the way. But dude, look at how the fan just completely falls. It's falling and it's spinning. While it's spinning, it's falling and it just completely lands in between them. It could have easily went like donk and bonked someone on the head. Why did I do that? I probably lost like a brain cell or two. Dude, that is savage, bro. I think that was the universe just saying, hey, y'all need a new ceiling fan. We're not going to hurt you, but go to Home Depot and get a new ceiling fan.
A parked car started rolling away, so this guy jumped in to save it from crashing.
A parked car was rolling away, so they jumped in to save it? Why would you jump in front of a car? What the heck? How did he do that? How did he do that? He jumps in, dives in the car head first, and somehow slows down. Did he use his hand? He dove in and he used his hand to hit the brakes? What? That dude's got the longest arms in the world.
This bus had a mechanical issue and slowly crashed into this coffee shop.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh damn, that's sad. Wow, did you see how cute? Look how nice the wood is and the freaking windows and stuff. And then look, it just gets murked by this. Now it looks like trash.
He spent 45 minutes traveling through the snow just to learn that his favorite restaurant was closed because of the heavy snow.
No way. He went to his favorite restaurant. 45 minutes. Oh no. Dude, that's happened to me before, bro. I like really wanted to go eat somewhere and then I noticed they were closed and I was so sad. What the hell? Yo, that was meant to be, bro. Look at that little kitty. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
This is proof that not even...
She pushed out the chair. The cat got a big... Okay, the cat wasn't hurt. That was probably fun.
That not even bright sunny days in Florida are safe.
Not even sunny days in Florida are safe. Whoa.
This driver realized that they made a wrong turn.
Driver realized that they made a wrong turn. Yo. Is that illegal? Technically, he's not going the wrong way. If he turned around and he went forward, he's still going. Okay, now this is illegal. He's still going. What are you doing? Oh my God, he's even gonna stop at traffic. Yo, he must have been eating some brownie. Oh my gosh. She wasn't hurt, by the way. Oh my God, look at that. It's a freaking tire. What the, what? Oh my God. What? This lady's like, oh, it better not hit my car.
Oh, I just took her butt.
A burglar was stealing this bike, but...
I mean, what would you do in that situation? If the tire was coming towards your car, would you step in front of it? Probably not, because it's got way more momentum than you think, and it's heavy. A tire is super heavy, so you'd probably break your leg. So it was probably smart that she didn't do that. If that would have happened to me, I probably would have tried to step in front of it to save my car, and then I would have broke my leg.
And pet the family dog first.
Wait, what did I...
A burglar was stealing this bike, but had to stop and pet the family dog first.
No way.
No, we don't want to do that. I love you too.
This guy stole a bike from somebody. The random dog came out. He started petting it and saying, I love you, and then he stole the bike. What is it with these people stealing a lawnmower and mowing their lawn, and then stealing a bike and then petting their dog? It's like you're doing a bad thing, but then I think these people are like, oh, I'm doing a bad thing. I'm stealing a lawnmower. I'm stealing a bike, but maybe I can do a good thing and cancel it out. Bro, what? If you're a thief, you're a thief. There's no...
I didn't see that there's wet cement.
Oh my gosh, watch out. Oh my gosh, the cement. Oh, and the water's pouring on the cement.
This guy got a tattoo and immediately passed out.
Oh my god, he saved him. He saved him. Shout out to him.
Was able to catch him before he got hurt.
He just fell asleep, YouTube. Whoa! Oh, that's bad.
A van drove through a video game store, but luckily nobody was hurt.
Bro, he drove through a video game store. Look at all of the games that are just ruined. Like, bro, that's probably like thousands of dollars worth of just missed.
A van drove through a video game store, but luckily nobody was hurt.
Wow. He thought he was playing GTA 6. Okay, what is this? This baby's...
A squirrel.
That is hilarious. The dad is snoring loud, and the baby's like, bro, shut up. And the dad's like, wait, what? Why did I just get slapped? And he slaps him harder. Shut up, bro. And the dad's like, ow.
A squirrel.
And then the mom is laughing, bro. Why did the mom wake up laughing? Bro, she set the baby up to do that. That's what happened.
This guy's office.
What happened? Is this guy screaming over a squirrel? Hold on, I thought it was like a snake or something. This dude is screaming at the top of his lungs saying, Jolene! Jolene! He's calling for his female coworker. Bro, this is the... Okay, I hope his wife never sees this video because this is embarrassing. It's a squirrel, bro! What the hell is a squirrel doing? Squirrel's trying to do some taxes.
Who knew that working at a brewery could be so dangerous?
Working at a brewery. Whoa! Okay, that's just beer. Nope, nobody was hurt, by the way. That's just water.
A sinkhole randomly opened up in the middle of a field.
A random sinkhole in the middle of the field? Whoa! What if people were playing soccer, bruh? And what the hell is a sinkhole? Oh my gosh. That's disgusting.
A thief in New Zealand was about to leave the store when an off-duty police officer showed up.
No way. He's stealing something and an off-duty police officer shows up, takes the stuff back. He just got owned. You just got owned, bro. Oh, he's about to try to steal this, isn't he?
This guy tried to steal some jewelry, but was locked in and trapped until police arrived to arrest him. The suspect...
That is insane. He tried to steal it, but he locked the doors. Bro, at jewelry stores, they're gonna lock the door. Oh my...
...was running away from the police when a random guy decided to help out.
No way. He tripped him.
The trip actually worked and allowed the police to catch up and make an arrest.
Dude, that guy's savage, bro.
A bear was caught on camera hanging out on a swing.
Nuh-uh. This bear is chilling on someone's swing.
That's the end of this video.
Dude, that's dope.